Yes, my people, welcome back to another edition of the Reggae Boys Weekly. It's good to be back once again with my co-host. Yesterday he was supposed to be on the show, but unfortunately, JPS knocked out the man like people. But he's here once again, and it's good to have him around. Yo, all going.
Good enough, JPS broke the vibe yesterday, bro, because that was the show we did need to be on. Go at it. But we have a whole heap more topics today. Whole heap. I think since we start Reggae Boys Weekly, this show we have the most topics for, bro. We have to just go through topic after topic after topic. So yeah, for those who will be watching it live and for those who will be watching it after the video has been posted, yeah, man, we have a whole heap of things for look out for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, bro. My team lost yesterday to the mighty Arsenal. Unfortunate. Even though it's a preseason, the rivalry is still there. The banter is still there. You know what I say. But it is what it is. Next season we will know who the true champions are, who's the real deal. United won a trophy last season. Arsenal didn't. So I expect United heading into next season making some big signings. We'll also make 1 and 2 additional signings. I think we'll finish above Arsenal next season. I can say that from early on.
Yeah, clip this up there. Clip it up.
But listen, we have so many things to talk about today. But before we get into the topics, just give you guys the intro for the show. It's time to rise up. Stand take your place. Rise up, shine like the sun. Rise up. Your journey has just begun. Rise up. So you know the topics. How are you feeling surrounding these topics before we introduce them?
Yeah, bro, we have some strong opinions on a lot of them. And it's time this channel has a reputation or gets a reputation for shedding a positive light. Can't love say negative and with this and with that. So we are trying to shed a positive light as well in this live show about a few stuff. You see me?
As it pertains to the topic, we're going to talk about Dujuan Richards and a possibility of a loan. However, there's some speculation surrounding Dujuan's future at Chelsea. We're going to discuss that some more as, things don't look too positive for Whisper right now at Chelsea. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to delve into that later down in the show. We're also going to talk about Leon Bailey's nomination as well as Khadija Bonishaw nomination for the CONCACAF Awards that's upcoming. Hope you guys are voting right. Personally, I'm not voting for Leon Bailey as I don't think he deserves the award. I voted for
the boy vote for Pulisic, for crucify him.
I voted for Pulisic.
The boy vote around 10 times for Pulisic my side, yeah?
No, not like that. I never vote no 10 times. One time vote Pulisic. And for Khadija Bonishaw, I voted once for Khadija Bonishaw. You get me?
Man, vote for Pulisic here for sure you the man.
No. I vote for the best players. I vote for the best players. I believe that Khadija deserve it. I believe that Pulisic deserve it. Him perform for him country, him perform for him club, and he win a trophy. You see me? I say so. I have to give it to Pulisic.
So why just not vote then?
What do you mean?
Instead of vote for your USA rivals, why just not vote?
Pulisic is not a rival of mine. I'm not having a rival with Pulisic.
USA is a rival of Jamaica. We don't want to see them win nothing. So why vote for someone representing the USA? Just not vote if you don't think that you're Jamaican representative for winning. Don't vote.
That's like saying Yohan Blake must go in a race and automatically win it. Like, I'm not going to bet say Yohan Blake is going to win the race when he finish dead last every minute. You see what I say? Also, we're going to talk about Craig Butler and Vere Pheonix United. He was announced as the co-owner, so we're going to talk about that some more in the show. And Enzo Fernandez as well as Mikel Obi. What's his name? Mikel John Obi. John Obi Mikel. Him switch up his name every minute. You get me? Sorry, Wikipedia have it different. John Obi Mikel. That's what I know him as. As he spoke about the quote-unquote England rejects. So we're going to talk about the quote-unquote England rejects as it pertains to the Reggae Boyz team, because he had some strong opinions surrounding some of these English-based players who can represent Jamaica as well as other countries as well. So the first thing we're going to start off with, can't forget, 876 stream people. We're going to start off with 876 stream because
the star of the week.
Okay, 1 second, people. Also, we have the star of the week. So last week we had the punk of the week. No, yesterday we had the punk of the week. Last week we also had the punk of the week. So how this is going to work is that we have on Saturdays we have the punk of the week, and then on Sundays we have the star of the week. So stick around for the star of the week as well. Yesterday's punk of the week was Johan Blake for his comments surrounding Jamaicans not supporting him, which is untrue and disingenuous. So he was the punk of the week, and today we have the star of the week. So later on, we will announce who the star of the week is. But as I said, people, we're going to start off with 876 Stream because there was a recent press release, and I must correct myself. It was by the Jamaica Football Federation. However, I believe there's something much deeper in that press release as it surrounds 876 Stream and YouTube content creators. They basically stated in the press release that going forward, YouTube content creators or no one at that can use contents from the Jamaica Football Federation page, contents such as pictures specifically, right? However, you can use like the press conferences, you can use those videos, you can use like post-match interview, whatever the case is. Yeah, we cannot use images. Now, I reached out to 876 Stream, specifically Conrad Mattison. I think that's how his name is pronounced. And, you know, I mentioned to Conrad that, YouTubers are not too happy. YouTube content creators are not too happy with the press release. And, I asked him to bring or give me some clarification surrounding the matter. And he stated that before Wednesday, he would have given me some information surrounding that press release. When Tuesday forward, no information. Wednesday forward, no information. Thursday, I texted him, no response. Friday as well, no response from Conrad Mattison. And I think it's not a good thing from 876 Stream because, they publicly came on different respective YouTube platforms and, they paraded themselves around talking about what they have in store for the Jamaica Football Federation as well as the Reggae Boyz team in terms of promoting the games, etc., and getting more fans into the stadium. But when it comes down to communication with the YouTube content creators that they would have, went on their platforms, there's a lack of communication in that sense. And I just believe, like, if you tell a man, say, I go get back to him before Wednesday, then you get back to that person and provide clarification surrounding the matter. If there's no need to provide clarification, then they state that the press release is what it is. But I believe there's something more in this press release, and I believe it's more from 876 side rather than the JFF. Remember, 876 Stream is the marketing company for the Jamaica Football Federation. I asked Conrad Mattison once on a public platform if 876 Stream will control the social media pages of the JFF, and he said yes. What have to say about that, Dicanio?
Yeah, bro. As I said, I make my point very clear. Them can't stop me from use anything once it's fair use. So if him no answer, want him forward to me. When I go some boops and take a picture of them page and flinging on my thumbnail or flinging on my video. I want them to do it. So that's all I have to say, bro. Chat them a chat.
Yeah. I get what you're saying on that. So, that's all I have to say surrounding 876 Stream. But it would be a good thing if Conrad could reach out back to me and provide some clarification for the respective YouTubers. I think he even went as far ahead to, on one specific platform, to state that he's using the YouTubers, Yeah, so I mean, them states them I use the YouTubers. So I guess them use us enough and get what they want and them move on, But I think it's unfair to tell someone that you're going to provide them with clarification surrounding a matter and really get back to them, But we could move on. What's the next thing we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, the host, bro, I know the order.
The ones the host people. Before we get into that, people, just go ahead as you join the live stream. Please smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Feel free to share the video. People, I'm asking please hit that like button as it does help the video. When you hit the like button, it sends the video out to more people so that they can watch the live streams as well. And we have so many good topics to talk about today. So I'm asking you, I am imploring you guys, just stop what you're doing for 1 second and just tap that like button. Just smash the like button for me, people, before we get into the next topic. Also, feel free to send us a super chat. If you want to support the respective channels, you can go ahead and send us a super chat. So the next topic that we're going to touch on is Craig Butler and the recent acquisition of Vere Pheonix or Vere United that will be called Vere Pheonix United. Now, Dicanio, what you have to say about that? Because you have some opinions surrounding that acquisition from Craig Butler.
Yeah, bro. I think it's very, very good for Jamaican football, bro. That Craig Butler will have an organization in the top league, right? Of Jamaica football. So there had been a whole lot of issues, a whole lot of stuff that always come up whenever as it relates to Craig Butler and the Jamaica Football Federation, specifically his players getting called up, and specifically his players not being treated with respect by, or his organization not being treated with respect, because sometimes they might call up in players and they might be players as unattached, etc., right? Now, with this partnership, it will basically allow him to command that respect from JFF, right? Them can't say them now call up a Vere Pheonix United player. If Vere Pheonix is doing what he said Vere Pheonix is going to do, winning the league in the next 2 years and also winning the CONCACAF or the Caribbean Champions Cup, right? So I think he's in prime position, and I'm going to make a video about it and post this week. I think he's in prime position to just go ahead and completely revolutionize football in Jamaica, right? He now has what he needed, right? He now has everything that he needed. And it's just exciting times. It's going to be very good to see him in and around JPL. I think definitely with him in and around JPL, that means that both of us, both Gunners and 433 Presser, will be covering JPL more with Craig Butler, because to be honest, we are a channel that covers high-profile players and personalities. And Craig Butler is a high-profile personality in Jamaican football. So anywhere Craig Butler goes, we will cover what Craig Butler is doing. So, if I think this is also going to have put a whole lot of exposure on the JPL as well, because he's a pretty well-known person abroad, right? And to have his players playing in a competition that, to be honest, has good coverage. It might not be the best, but JPL, the coverage is one thing that you can say is kind of decent, right? They have good coverage, good cameras, good videos. It's posted on YouTube. So seeing his players play week in, week out in a manner like that, bro, people like you can't go say the man players them not playing in a certain setting. Now have nothing with, like them not have nothing tangible for proof, say, oh, they're as good as he's speaking. So yeah, bro, there are a whole lot of positives we can draw and take away from this. And I'm going to talk about it in the video I'm going to say when I post later on this week. But yeah, bro, it's a very big move, a bold move, and I believe he can completely revolutionize and change Jamaican football with this specific move.
And just to clarify, when you say people like me, I don't have anything against Craig Butler. You know.
That wasn't my point.
I'm just not a sheep, as it surrounds Craig and his opinions are still.
That wasn't what I said. I didn't say that you had anything against him. I said people like you who always, like, for example, when it comes to Pheonix, you always say them now play in a competition, them just appear friendlies are. So that was the point that I was referring to. They are going to be playing week in, week out. So people like you now have nothing to point on and say, oh, them players are not play, or we not see what they might do, because there's going to be good coverage and they are going to be playing week in, week out. So that point will be completely eradicated now.
Sherman Scott, big up yourself. No, what you mean by this, Sherman Scott. But yeah, take some more comments. We'll see. Sherman Scott said Vere, not fear. Sherman Scott said one done, Clarendon. Chris Lennox said Craig Butler will convere and eventually own the club. That man has no scruples. Let me just ask you this, right? But let me just ask you this. Craig has had various problems with different clubs. We saw where he had a problem with a club over there in Europe, and the acquisition, I think they're carrying him to court as well, or they brought him to FIFA surrounding some funds that he owes them, right? And the purchase that was supposed to go through. And a couple of Pheonix Plus was at that club, and they left that club. You think Vere will find any problems with Craig Butler?
No, brother. As I say, this is Jamaica. It's nothing like Europe. So I think they'll be more grateful than even trying to find problems. I think the interesting thing with what is going to happen is, obviously the name has changed to Vere Pheonix. So obviously it's gonna be Pheonix, right? It's gonna be majority of the players are gonna be coming from Pheonix. So the only drawback from that is maybe I have some players that were originally from Vere being left out, and they might have to go and find clubs otherwhere if they're not good enough. And even if them kind of good enough, like we know Craig Butler said all the time, saying bias stream players. So with them taking over the club, you're gonna see complete wholesale changes. And Jamaica is not like a Europe as it relates to the making sure that players are protected in a way, right? So them can just come in and take out who them want and put in who them want, right? So yeah, bro. That's the only drawback. Maybe some players will suffer from this, but as it relates to the wider aspect of Jamaican football, I just don't see anything bad coming out of this. It's a very good move for Craig Butler.
I mean, despite the name change, right? I do not think it's a case where we'll just see majority of Pheonix players in the JPL. I mean, at least for Vere, Pheonix United. I think implementing that at the schoolboy football level, it is quite different. But it doesn't mean like, oh, because they're good at the schoolboy football level, that mean they will be good in the JPL. If you get what I'm saying.
There's one issue that Craig Butler has now, though. And I spoke to someone, I'm not going to say it's who, but there's an issue that he's having now. A whole lot of his players, they're past a certain age to which where you can like get them comfortably in leagues abroad based off the fact that they're a young player or they have potential. So I think this is the other drawback as well, to use this league to funnel that talent. Like, for example, Colin Anderson or Trevante Stewart. Trevante Stewart was 22, I believe, when he moved to Salernitana. Now, normally, you would get young players and move to clubs, this and that. But I think this is just a different channel that will help Pheonix for the players that they might not go get forgot up or find a club because, like, when they were young, I know them are peak into that age of 21, 22, 23, where clubs abroad now really want a player, right? I think that is what they are going to be pushing now. So because Craig Butler did say in his interviews that he's going to show Jamaica that the young players, and I don't think the young players that he's talking about is like 17, 16, 18-year-olds. But he did mention that this team is going to be majority young players, just like the Arteta project a couple of years ago, when I be a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, and the average age was 24. I think that is something similar that he's doing. So you're going to see a whole lot of those Pheonix players that never really get a chance or never get to break or get into a team abroad, be playing in this competition, be playing in JPL, and they're going to use that to build and hopefully use this competition to send them players out. Isn't it?
I'm more on talk about that too. Sherman Scott. I mean, not Sherman Scott. Chevron Peart. Big up yourself. No, the comment section. I'm not limited to people. It's you have to subscribe to comment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching and you want to leave a comment, then unless then it's quite obvious that Sherman Scott is not subscribed to my channel, but subscribe to Dicanio's channel. I get me, I say.
Mm-hmm.
But that good say Sherman Scott. That good. But yeah, if you want to comment, you have to subscribe. But as it pertains to that, right? You know, I know that Craig Butler is an agent. He sells players, etc., etc. I do not believe vast majority of the Pheonix players are like the best thing since sliced bread. You will always have a diamond in the rough, you know. You will always have like one and two good players. But you see how Craig Butler like makes out these players to be. I do not believe that if you take all Pheonix players put into Vere Pheonix United, they just go on to win the JPL in 1 and 2 seasons. You get what I'm saying? I mean, let's put respect on the JPL's name in the sense that you have many talented players in the JPL from Arnett Gardens, Cavaliers, Humberline, etc., etc., Montego Bay United. You know, so I don't think Pheonix players just walk into the JPL and dominate it like that. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, if these players were that good, as how Craig makes them out to be, I think a lot of them they would be in Europe at different respective clubs, if that makes sense.
So why you think wait name?
Oh, 1 second. It has said nobody can comment. Oh, your people. Man,
Try to see if you can start about that.
Go and talk, let me fix it.
Yeah, but why you think Pheonix can do if Cavalier can win JPL with majority a young team, right? I don't think the JPL is gonna be as competitive as it was last year, per se. Especially with the signings where Mount Pleasant make. Mount Pleasant like they want to buy a whole league. You see me? So Mount Pleasant not only go after JPL this season, they want to go after the Champions League as well. So, bro, I genuinely just think that they can do it. That's all I'll say. I think that Vere Pheonix can do it, bro. Right? It's gonna be interesting to see exactly how they go about it, but I think that they can do it. Because one thing with Craig Butler, he's a madman, But no, him saying that, him have to put him money where his mouth is. Just like when him say, "Man, make Mona win Manning Cup in a 2 years time, and win Manning Cup." So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because I like it's a wild thing where he can just come on and say no. Right? He's going to be living it every single day, and he's going to be scrutinized. He's going to be in the midst of it. So if he make that bold claim, he must have something in mind to say, "Yo, yeah, man, this is the plan." And as him saying, claims at 10 years now, he might plan it for. So if he might plan something for 10 years, Zine, man must have something in the mix for saying I'm gonna do that. Shaban Pierre said fix now.
Yeah, they just both mentioned said fix people. I'm touch a button before the live stream, so never mean for the that people. But yeah, true spirits, big up yourself. So fix down people. So feel free to comment on my channel. Also, people, just go ahead. Make us stop for a quick second. Just go ahead and smash that like button. I'm imploring you guys once again to tap that like button. But yeah, let me just touch back on this Craig thing once again before we move on to the CONCACAF Awards, right? I get what you're saying in that sense. What I will say is it will be interesting in terms of next season in the JPL. I think the excitement will be there. And one thing I'll give Craig Butler for, or who Craig Butler kind of reminds me of, is box office managers like the Jose Mourinho, Arsene Wenger, Jurgen Klopp. When you don't have these people in the league, like the Premier League will be different without a Jurgen Klopp next season. His personality will be missing, despite of any opinions or thoughts you have surrounding his managerial stint at Liverpool. Some people say he's not like a Premier League legend. Some people say he's a Liverpool legend. But just take that out of the picture. His personality, the box office of Jurgen Klopp will be missed. You know what I'm saying? So I think Craig Butler like bringing that box office style of personality to the JPL, despite him not coaching the team. But he will be around. You will see him at the games. He will be very vocal, especially when a referee pick a call with him not like. You got to hear him come out after the game and say, "Yo, the referee they take me for idiot," isn't me? So listen, Craig has always wanted to be in the JPL. So the fact that he's in there to some extent in some position like being a co-owner, etc., it's exciting for the JPL. He went into the Manning Cup. He went into schoolboy football stating that he would have won the league in 1 and 2 years. He went to the final the first year, lost. Second year, he won it. So let's see what he brings to the JPL. Is JPL that far off Manning Cup or schoolboy football? How far is it, you think? Other than physicality.
I don't want to get into that, bro. That's a conversation for another day, to be honest. It's a league above. Trust me. Because I did play schoolboy football and I did play academy football. And playing academy football and playing against the actual JPL players, it did take a toll upon you. Like, I don't know how best to explain it. It did feel more like we could have contained them, but when we contain them and we win back the ball, it's like we don't know how we're going to have the legs to get back up the field, right? That was an issue as well. So it has a whole lot to do with physicality. You just mentioned differently from physicality. But as it relates to making a step up from Manning Cup to any professional league, even if a JPL, the level of fitness have to different. Me coach through when me I play Manning Cup, but when me realize the type of work or where you have to put in for really be at that fitness level to play professional football. And everybody can do it, bro. You see me? So yeah, bro, definitely it is a step up. I'm not going to Jamaica Premier League like that.
Yeah, you can hear me? I'm camera chip out. I'm refresh the page. Go and talk to the people.
I hear you, man. Yeah, I hear you.
No, my camera chip out. Go and talk to the people, man.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'm just go ahead and take some comments here. I will leave there. So early he says JPL is not an easy league to win. Vere Pheonix will need to have a combination of youth and experience. And yeah, that's true. I don't think what Persa said was replying to me was exactly what I meant. I don't think that they're just going to have a whole lot of kids, right? But it is going to be Project Youth. Arsenal did have a Project Youth, and them still did have Thomas Partey, them still did have Trossard, them still did have Granit Xhaka. So obviously you need experienced heads around, but that still doesn't mean that you're going to have a Project Youth. Cavalier has Project Youth, but them still have experienced heads in and around. So are the same thing to me, to be honest.
Let me just pull up the CONCACAF thing now. But listen, big up to Craig Butler, you know. Big up to
Mhm.
Craig.
Early B, Montego Bay United with an Argentine coach and ever improving Mount Pleasant. Vere Pheonix will have a difficult time in the league. And yeah, I think that is the reason why he said that they are gonna win it in 1 to 2 years, right? Obviously, maybe his plan is to win it in 2 years, but he's not going to tell his players or have that mindset around the club that they want to win it in 2 years. They're going to have the mindset that they want to win it this year. He reach for the sky, and if you miss, catch a cloud. You see me? So I don't have any problem with him saying he want to win it in 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
You see me?
So, as we say, people, just stop what you're doing. Smash that like button because we have a whisper to talk about and the uncertainty surrounding his future at Chelsea. Because I've been doing some investigation, people, and trust me, you guys will want to stick around to hear what the findings are,
You
right?
want
And we also have to talk about the quote unquote England rejects, as John Obi Mikel kind of spoke about the so called England rejects and, the Reggae Boyz team, you know do we have England rejects? I mean, I think we have potential England rejects, but we're going to touch on that a bit later. But let's head over to Leon Bailey and Khadija Bonishaw. So, CONCACAF Awards, right? 23-24 season. Nominees for the Women's Players of the Year. Women's Player of the Year nominees goes to Charlene Corral. Is that Elliot? Corral? I think I pronounced it properly. Mexican. Um, this is a Asian name, right? Melchi Dumane. Yeah, Melchi Dumane. Dumane, I pronounced that correctly. Adriana Leon. You have Jacqueline Ovele. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Oval.
Khadija Oval. Oval.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Oval. Khadija Bonisha and Sophia Smith. So, Charlene Corral, Melchi
Man, you
Dumane,
have to stay it over, bro.
Adriana Leon,
You have to say
Jacqueline
that over, bro.
Oval,
We'll just
Khadija
keep the
Shah,
segment.
and Sophia Smith, right?
Yeah.
Men's Player of the Year nominees, Leon Bailey, Adalberto, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, forgive me. Carrasquilla, I think that's
Caraskelia.
Carrasquilla, Jonathan David, Santiago Jimenez, Christian Pulisic, Alfonso Davis, Adalberto Carrasquilla, Panama, Adalberto, Jonathan David, Santiago Jimenez, Christian Pulisic, Alfonso Davis. Now, people, as it regards to the voting process, right? I voted for Khadija Bonisha for the women's, and for the men's, I voted for Christian Pulisic because I think Pulisic had a good season. Won a trophy with his country, and yeah, had a good season
Look
with
the people in them eye when you tell them say you vote for Pulisic and not hide behind a share screen. Look the people in them eye and tell them say you vote for an American.
people. I voted for Christian Pulisic. Why am with voting for Pulisic? Like, why?
Bro, we do not vote or support Americans. Worse, them a go up against Jamaicans. We don't do it. A code, brother. That a code, dog. It's like you vote for a Liverpool. If the Liverpool player played better than every Manchester United player, you know, vote for the Liverpool player, there, brother. That a code. I better you don't vote for Bailey at all or don't vote. But don't vote for your a rival player, brother. At all. Jamaicans don't like USA. So you're not supposed to vote for the USA, brother. That's like me saying
But my love football.
that's like me saying you vote for Son Heung-min. No, brother, I can't vote for the Spurs player, brother. That's not right, brother. That's not right at all.
No, I have to remove my bias from it. You get me? I say also Leon Bailey said that Jamaicans not do nothing for him. So
No,
I don't believe I could do anything for him. So I voted for
him.
Pulisic.
That's what I say. So why not just go vote for him?
No, I think. Listen. I think Pulisic is a good patriot of his country. I think he's upstanding in terms of leadership. I think he represents U.S. soccer well. I don't think Leon Bailey represents Jamaican football well. So why would I vote for him? And I also think Pulisic won a trophy with the United States as well, and he had a good season.
Yeah,
I voted for Khadija. I voted for Khadija Bonisha because she also had a good season.
What you said, listen to me. I agree that Pulisic should win it 100%, but me not vote for you. It is that a code, brother. You have to know code, you know. You can't come in the streets and say you vote for the American. I better you don't vote at all. Pre this. Let me ask you the question here, bro. You would have voted for Phil Foden to beat the player of the season. You would have voted for Mohamed Salah or Trent for the player of the season as a Manchester United fan.
No, before that.
Exactly. So why
the difference is,
and I vote for a USA player, brother.
you think there's actually a direct rivalry between Jamaica and USA in terms of football? Football?
Bro, it's the country overall. It's not only with football. When it comes to sports, we don't like them and them don't like we. That is a fact. So you can't move like you want to come vote for the American, brother. That's us, brother.
Bro, there's more of a direct rivalry in track and field with the United States than football.
At the country, bro. The rivalry in a track and field, it come over in a football. To watch your comments, look at your comments. That's a code, brother. I not say if you vote for Bailey, you know. I agree with you. And I do not disagree that Pulisic should win. But at the end of the day, don't vote for Bailey and don't vote for a USA player. That's a code, brother. You can't style a code, dog. And you this a code, bro. You this a code, fam.
All right, people. You know. Vote for Bailey.
That is it, bro. That is it. That is it. Get the youth to vote for father.
All right, people. Vote for Bailey. But I still vote for Pulisic, but you get a vote.
All right. So, just want to like on the CONCACAF Awards. And yeah, just show you guys who the nominees are. So you can go ahead and place your votes. If you're a Bailey supporter, you go ahead, you place your vote. But if you don't want to vote for him because of what he said in the past, there's nothing wrong with that. Just do not vote for an American. You see me? That's a code.
Also, I think this will, if Leon Bailey wins this award, it will be one of his like first major individual awards, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, I'm getting man of the match awards at Villa before, etc., but as an individual award itself, this would be like a good thing. A man must step back if I'm not even can take it back. But about the player though, Leon Bailey, a dynamic winger, has had an impressive year with both Aston Villa in the Premier League and the Jamaica men's. I mean, if I read no further, man, can't even get this wrong. It said Leon Bailey, a dynamic winger, has had an impressive year with both Aston Villa in the Premier League and the Jamaican men's national team. What do I mean, like impressive year? As in, maybe they might have the Canada game in and of itself, but I can't performances, you see me? And then the whole situation where they go on up to where they. At the club level, Bailey has been a key player for Aston Villa, featuring in 52 games, scoring 14 goals and contributing 14 assists. For Jamaica, Bailey played 11 games in 2023, scoring 2 goals and providing 2 assists, notably helping the team reach the semi-finals of the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup, where he played in 5 matches and scored a goal. His outstanding performances have earned him a nomination for the 2023-2024 CONCACAF Awards, highlighting his significant impact and consistency on the field as one of the region's top talents. I do agree that Bailey is one of the region's top talents. I agree with that statement. However, them try to make it out as if with Jamaica, he was like performing to like a top level. You get me? I say? And them say notably he helped us to reach the semi-final of the Gold Cup. I mean, did Leon Bailey last year in the Gold Cup did he have like a good, like he had like good performances? I mean, he missed the penalty against the United States, and there are some other chances in that game as well. It was a no-show in the Mexico game. And if you talk about Jamaica overall, right, against Canada, he missed a couple key chances in the first game. And in the second game, he missed a couple key chances as well. So, you know, if you look at a year in review for Jamaica, Leon Bailey has not really been the leader for this team to like get us to where we are now or where we went in the quarterfinal. Was it the quarterfinal of the how do you go again? We play United States now. The quarterfinal?
I don't remember. Maybe semis.
A semi?
I believe so.
Quarter. When we play United States in the quarterfinal, Leon Bailey wasn't like that key figure. But Craig Butler, up until recently, was talking about the awards, and Craig said that when Leon Bailey played for Jamaica, Jamaica's only lost like 3 games. But
Mm.
you know, I
But
just
that is
think
very hard for really say. Because at the end of the day, the three biggest games him, and the three biggest games him, where are the, not in terms of like what it meant, but in terms of like the level of teams that we're playing against. We're not, a good while we're not playing at this competitive level with this set of players, right? Venezuela, and Mexico, and an Ecuador. Those three games are games where if Bailey played, then we would have seen if that stat would have been different. But you can't come and I agree with that, bro, because those are three of the biggest games we miss. So you can't use that and judge because him play against wholly part of soft teams where never do nothing, you know. You might never did lose, but other players carried the team in those games. And they those other players scored. So you can't make it look like say it's a Bailey, not because Bailey not there. Again, I do agree that Bailey is needed in this team. I when him play like trash, as a player, as a person who watch football and love football and knows football, there are certain things that even when Liam Bailey now put the ball in the back of the net, or even when Liam Bailey can't find an assist, or even when Liam Bailey miss an empty goal, there are certain things that this man just does that helps the team. And we can't take that away from him, right? So Liam Bailey playing in the national team does mean that the national team plays better, right? It's the small things that
hold
count.
on, repeat that for me.
Hold on, let me finish.
No, I
The
just asked you
problem
to
for
repeat.
Liam
I just
Bailey,
asked you to repeat that for me. We said that when Liam Bailey plays for the national team plays better.
the national team plays better. It's just, let me tell you, the thing with Liam Bailey is him end product and him try too much. That is the only thing with Liam Bailey when him a play. Sometimes him for just kick your ball in the back and take your chances. Right? That's the main issue. Take your chances. And then there are other times when him can have a simple pass and him a try beat 3 or 4 man. Right? But apart from that, like off the ball, the work when put in, hard work, we can't judge, look on Liam Bailey and judge him and say, when him dep on the field, him act like say he's a luxury player, you know. He doesn't do that for Jamaica. So we can't look on Bailey and say, yo, when him a play for Jamaica and play like say he no want to play. No, we can't look on Bailey and say that. He does not represent the country like a luxury player. Him go there, him game all, him play hard. It's just that sometimes he try too much and he might lose the ball and it irritates me. And then when you compile that to the fact say I get chances and I miss them, it just make the fan base just can't take to him. And then when you compile the fact with how Craig Butler love talk about him to be this superstar, right? And love hold him in this high regard, all of them three factors they just come down. And a whole lot of people are not daily meat riders. So when a whole lot of people are seeing all of these factors compiling, and compressing, they might go have a problem with the player. But generally speaking, when Liam Bailey is playing for the national team does generally look better. And when Liam Bailey
Look better to what extent?
we just look better, bro. We perform simple stuff better. Like
As in, what you mean? What you mean? You have to explain for the viewers. What do you mean performance better?
what, like, bro? Simple stuff like when you collect the ball on the wing, the ball are control when it comes to him. It's settle it dead. The ball game can play a little bit freer. We counter attack football look better. Because I've been to Jamaica matches, especially when we are play good. The link up is there with him and Boza. When there was that trio with him, Antonio, and Amara Gray, they did a play well as well. Right? In that Canada game, Jamaica dominated that Canada game at home and we lose. Why? Because Bailey get 3 chances and miss. And that people have a problem with him 4. But that no means that the overall way the team played against Canada that day wasn't good. We had a brilliant performance and we still lose the match because we never take our chances. Right? We go Canada, we start off the game poorly, and we step up a game. Bailey had 2 chances in that game again. A lot of people remember him have one in the first half when water out and Bailey passed and keeper on. And in the second half, the man have one when blast on the crossbar. So over 2 games against Canada, we could have easily won. Right? But the man instead missed 5 clear-cut chances. The XG completed would have at least been 2.5. You get what me I say? So that is the problem where a whole lot of people have with Leon Bailey. But that does not mean, as I said, that his general gameplay, him being there and his quality does not help the team. It's just the final product for Leon Bailey in this national team. And that is the issue.
I don't think I'm going to take you up on that one, but we can move to the comment section. Conrad Smith said, try too much. He under more pressure at his club. TikTok said, brother, you're not watching the games. Everybody complain about Bailey not playing well for Jamaica. Big Deal and said 3 out of 5 him get what? He missed 3 out of 5 chances. That you must say.
I don't know, you know,
When
5
Greenwood
over the 2 games, and the whole
when
of them.
Greenwood forward, Bailey have to go play left wing because the right wing Afi Greenwood. I think he must try to say Greenwood the last part. He kills the play for us. You know, let me tell you this before we move on. I saw a compilation video with Leon Bailey for the Reggae Boyz team where he was definitely trying too hard. Like Bailey try dribble too much. You know, when 5 man
Yeah,
dep on him,
that's the
he
one
not
thing.
pass the ball. When 3 players dep on him, him still not pass the ball. When he's supposed to let go the
Yeah,
ball, him not pass the ball. So I saw that in the videos. You get me? I say,
but that me just say him try too much when him have a simple pass, him a try beat 3 man. So that is one of the points that I did make. Cause me they see them I'm a cheap body off of Bailey when I see him do that more while. Cause it a 9, brother. It a 9.
I come move to the caller. The caller, big up yourself, caller. His name is the caller's name. People is Bailey is not
Bailey
world
is not
class.
world class.
Caller, what you have to say?
You're muted there, caller.
Yo, I go on. That's
Big
Smurf.
up, big up.
Big up yourself, Smurf. What you have to say?
Yo, watch your number out. Bailey, I just come to talk about Bailey overall game. Bailey overall game, like me take him in the Prem, brother. Him overall game, me no feel it good enough. That's how me think personally.
You think him overall game not good enough?
No, sir. Like the way I hear some people are talk about him good enough. Him have a fairly good season, you know. But him overall game, like if I watch him for 90 minutes, me no feel it good enough, brother. That's just me still.
I think, you know, and this is why I don't think you will see a lot of like across 90 minutes. I don't think you'll always see a complete performance from Leon Bailey. And Leon Bailey kind of admit this himself because when he was on the Jeffrey interview, right? Jeffrey asked him, like, what your best game ever been in your career? And him, other than the Bayern Munich game, right? Him said the Man City game. Bro, everybody will watch Leon Bailey throughout his career. We can admit that 1-0 performance or that 1-0 game against City down by Villa Park, that was Leon Bailey's probably best game ever. You agree with me?
Yeah, man, for real, because he really
best game
involved
ever.
in the game, man. I don't know.
The man was literally the shining light across 90 minutes in that game. I get me, I say he scored the only goal in that game as well, despite it being a deflection. But the man even said himself, the man say, yo, that performance that he just out of the world, brother. Me can't remember Leon Bailey performance other than that, where he just wicked. Some of his performances, some of his other best performances, I believe it's coming off the bench. You get me, I say?
Yeah, man, but with the whole Kirk Butler thing, I know, honestly, the man I link up with Lenny Hyde, brother. I don't feel people really understand, say, yo, one of the best coach at, you know, well, to me still, one of the best coach at, you know, the island, Lenny Hyde. I'm feel if you link up with a coach like that, I feel it's a really good project, dog. I'm not say, but me still don't feel him can win the league. I take a lot.
So
He said not in a 1 and 2 season now in it.
No, so I'm not thinking can win it so quick.
Why is that? Why is that?
Window go then.
Alright?
Why you say that then?
Transfer window go and see what them do before you say that.
Well, I Kirk Butler still in there, but I don't know.
You must say
so early.
They must say with them partner with Butler, them can pull players now, you know.
But Carla, you
yeah,
just
true.
talk sake. You get me answer because you say them carry in a 1 and 2 season. I want to ask you like why you say that. You know you'll have an explanation. You just say make us
Watch
see.
your style. Remember say Butler come for Ryan show what you know, and the man did a talk specifically about money and funding. And when you hear how people talk, you can read certain things. And the man been did I say no sponsors. The man been did I say some players where Pheonix deal pull out money right as in the basically if you make a money off of them by sending them out, right? And the man said, oh, them supposed to do that when we build them and then move go to other club and make other club get the money. See? And then he also went on to say, big up to Whisper, big up to Bailey, and big up to mostly 2 other more people. Basically stating that basically them 4 people there and whoever else mainly a fund Pheonix in our way. So if you have that kind of financial backing, right? I don't see why Vere Pheonix can attract players just like how Mount Pleasant attract players. Because at the end of the day, JPL, the brother is all about money. No loyalty in the end of this brother as it relates to the players. Because I play them barely, I get good enough money for play JPL anyway. So
Let me ask you this.
If a club come and say, yo, and drop this amount of money up on the table for some players, brother, they might go. Me I tell you that, bro. So Make us see how the transfer window go and make us see the type of funding where them are going to have and type of money where them are going to push to get players.
But to be honest, you know, me never really did look funny. Not even did really even think about like the transfers and things, because we all know about Craig Butler and, you know, the youth and all of that. Somebody did look funny more of a, you know, like him, I got just send some of my youth them in the side and keep couple of Vere players them.
But
you
I
know,
have a
the
question,
Lenny Hyde
right?
playing style.
I have a question. I mean, I don't know how the JPL transfer window work, but in 1 and 2 seasons, if people think he's going to win it with majority of Phoenix players, how that transfer work? How it work out in terms of getting Phoenix players into Vere Phoenix United? Like how that transfer they work now?
How easy thing that, brother? I know Phoenix wasn't registered as a club. Just
So
an
Vere
academy.
Phoenix United would be paying Phoenix academy basically for the players.
Yeah, can call it that. That's the merger. So when I say Phoenix wasn't a club, you know, it was an academy. So with that merger, basically them Phoenix player there I will rise through. So for example, if them can't find a club or whatever, just like with Cavaliers, man, like how our Mount Pleasant, like how them have for them academy, and then them have players who we rise through into the first team. It have a run just like that, bro. So players are always can play competitive football all year round. And if we save them money too, you know, we don't have to travel to play competitive football.
For real.
You see me?
For real.
So, yeah, bro.
But what me say is, you know, Craig Butler is one of the biggest names in football in Jamaica, whether we like it or not. You get me? I say, and it's a step up from schoolboy football with him being in the JPL. And if you look on the JPL in recent years, you know, the viewership is going up. The support in terms of match support, in terms of fans going to the games, that's also improving as well. You know, sponsorship. You know, the JPL they're getting more sponsors on board. So as me say, having a figurehead like Craig Butler is a good thing. I wish we could have seen him on the sideline, but he's not going to be the coach, but he's the co-owner, etc. And he will have a lot of say in terms of the operation of the club. You get me? I say so. I mean, let's see what he brings to Vere Phoenix United. Enough people kind of doubt it already. Me not go doubt it. Me just have to make the season kick off and we see what takes place. You get me? I say.
It's if we win the
believe
league.
Unite. We believe Unite, brother. Because man back in word with Manning Cup, you know, so me I believe in with JPL.
But yo, it's if we win the league, man, I tell you, it's a big task. But the Lenny Hyde and link up, them two playing style.
Let me tell you, if Speed can win it with Cavaliers and them young players, then Butler with Vere Phoenix United, if they make the right decisions, then them can win it as well. You get me? I say.
And I think the main target for them this year would have been for getting at the playoffs. Because he's very meticulous with his words, you know, he's very smart, and even though he love going aggressive, you know, he's very smart. So when he say 1 or 2 years, the reason for that is because I think they're gonna just they will be satisfied with the playoffs this year, and then them just try to go one further with getting to the final and winning it, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to get into the playoffs to even get a chance of winning it. So and the reason why I'm saying 1 to 2 years is just because you don't want to have that mentality in the club. Say, yo, we'll in a 2 years time we want to win it. No, we want to win it this year. So that means everybody will come in every single day, week in, week out with that mentality. You see me? So
also, I think let's not even dwell on Craig too much. We have to talk about Lenny Hyde as well, brother, because Lenny Hyde really and truly is one of the best coaches in Jamaica, right? And he has won the JPL before. And he wins schoolboy football on multiple occasions. And if you look at the brand of football that Lenny Hyde plays, I mean, this is a good thing for Vere Phoenix United. So it's not even about Craig so much, but it's also about the appointment of Lenny Hyde. And, you know, Craig did say this was in the pipeline for like 10 years. I don't believe this specific move was in the pipeline for 10 years prior to it being announced. However, he would have had conversations with Lenny Hyde leading up to this to say that, Lenny, I'm going to be the co-owner of Vere United. I want you on board. I get me? I say, so you can see what the man start even prep from before he even acquired the club to become co-owner. You get me? I say, Dicanio and Smurf. So this was, as he said, it might not be 10 years for this specific club in and of itself, but he was always preparing to say that, okay, if I'm getting at the JPL, then this is my plan. And him also share a good relationship with Lenny Hyde as well.
And like him say another thing, you know, him say like in the future him would have to win the call a cup the Champions
Caribbean Cup.
Yeah, Champions League, basically.
And that again is another is a big thing that is. But then again, he might even I don't know get with Papa on loan of here. I don't know.
Yo, man, people them fling back after.
We go for themselves too.
Yeah, man, big ups, man.
Yeah. So I have to big up Craig in that sense. It's a positive step in the right direction. And Craig has always wanted to be in the JPL. You see me, I say he has always wanted to be in the JPL. So I'm finally get him chance. So I could say we're gonna take some more comments. Tycoon say most journalists don't know nothing about football. No, I'm already. Hope
Keep
all
it respectful
overseas
my side.
base players stay overseas. They reject them play for a club. And let me tell you, and I would publicly say this. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking Greenwood or Reece Nelson and them one day I watch. But Reece Nelson and Greenwood, them, if you don't want to play for Jamaica, I don't think that's going to hurt most Jamaicans, really and truly. Like, if a baller reject a country or reject a club, like, you move on. You get me? I say, I not expect Jamaican fans to bow down to Mason Green and Reece Nelson. If the words of journalists or if the words of certain Reggae Boyz fans already turn away Mason Green and some of them people, then you're not needed.
It means that they never want to play for us at all.
Exactly.
So do you want players who want to represent the national team because of that badge and the country, or do you want players that are coming to only benefit themselves, and when they qualify for a World Cup, they must see Jamaica again? That don't make no sense.
No, I say Green enough to play for Jamaica, and I'm just say, as fans, we must stop think that our words affect the decisions of these players. Me hear fans cuss out enough players at the club level before they even transfer at the club. And then still club.
I think his issue is he's saying that we're calling them rejects.
Yeah.
When have we called them rejects?
Never call them rejects.
We literally have a show. Look in the damn title, Tycoon, before I kick you off on the stream. It is in quotation, which means it is said or people have called them. And we are saying it is literally in quotation upon it. So move like you have sense before you come and you accuse people of whenever you call them rejects. We literally have a show where we have bashed people for calling them rejects and told people to stop calling them rejects. So stop coming on the show and chat off your thinking more with foolishness, brother. Move on, person.
I feel like you have to go into still. But before we continue, please, people, once again, we could start the show. Go ahead, smash that like button, especially on my channel, people. For the 40-something viewers, I think that's watching on my side. Please go ahead and smash that like button. We expect to see at least 40 likes. So just go ahead, do me a massive favor by hitting that like button. Now, the next thing we'll move into is Dujuan Richards, right? Because there's some uncertainty surrounding his future at Chelsea. I know Craig Butler got up on Ryan platform recently and tell him, say, it's paternity leave. And I have to say this publicly. One problem I have with Ryan, right? And it's just his journalistic traits. Now, obviously, Ryan is not a journalist by nature. But Mushi Ryan did ask Craig like more follow-up questions. Because then again, to be fair to Ryan, is like, you don't want Craig get too combative. You get me? I say? So it's not even a bad thing for Ryan. I think everybody will talk to Craig if you try to corner him or ask him certain questions that are actually good questions and get combative. So big up yourself, Ryan.
One step. Big deal then. No man, I saw we roll on the stream. Sorry, my general. Sorry. See Tycoon I laugh them my side. I don't disrespecting man. I don't know say I saw we go to work, bro. See Tycoon there laugh and I say, I joking this, bro. You see me? And I nothing serious, man. Big up yourself, Tycoon. Wicked, man.
Yes, yeah, so I just wish if Ryan could ask him more follow-up questions because Ryan is really actually one of the biggest platforms, right? And him predominantly always have on Craig. So us as fans of the Reggae Boyz and of his respective Pheonix players, we want to know the answer to certain questions as well. You know what I mean? So, but what me say now? Somebody said, let me bring up this comment. Where is this comment? It's a presser. You are looking into something that is not there. I'm not looking into something that is not there. Craig is putting out information that leaves us as fans to question. You get me? I say, as some people like to say, like Craig muddy the water. Juras, me seen in the comment section. Big up yourself. What we talk about Whisper now. So you remember a couple months ago when he was selected for the Copa America campaign, Craig Butler would have went on to leak some messages with Coach Jaime Williamson, and in those messages, he stated that Chelsea is threatening to pull the contract of Dujuan Richards. Remember, I know people, maybe someone will not even know, but this was out there. It's probably still on Craig Butler's Instagram because he posted it on his Instagram. He said that Chelsea is threatening to pull the contract of Dujuan Richards. Now, you'd ask yourself, why is Chelsea threatening to pull the contract of Whisper? Now, the rumor is that Dujuan, at one point in time, picked up an injury, right? I think it was for the under-20 team at one point in time. This is before he moved with Chelsea. Anyways, him get the move with Chelsea, and Chelsea must find out say Whisper was carrying that injury from that time, and they were not notified. Now Dylan, who's normally on the platform, stated that him can't envision or imagine like Chelsea not picking up that in a medical. You get me? I say, but me and the Canada said to Dylan say, yo, you have clubs who sign players who miss out on certain injuries in medicals or certain knocks or whatever the case is. It has happened before. You get me? I say, now in Whisper's case, look like at that time, at the end of the season, he picked up an injury. He was supposed to go and do surgery. MG Sports reported that, right? Now on this list,
He
it is
hasn't
for
done it
the
as yet, by the way, guys. Of all of those people who are saying that he did surgery or whatever, Dujuan Richards has not done surgery as yet. I've gotten that information just last week from a very credible source. They are currently thinking whether he should do it or not. He has not done it as yet. And the injury is reported to be on his knee. And you know, with knee injuries, if you go into that knee, it'll take a while for you to recover. So they are currently pondering whether it's in need of surgery or not. So it's gonna stop go around and tell people and stop go around and comment on a thing. So the man the surgery because he has not done surgery as yet.
Yeah. So as it pertains to that now, MG reports say Whisper did fly back to London to do a surgery. Now we're not they kind of just confirmed from credible sources that Whisper's yet to do the surgery. Now Chelsea was upset because they must find out about the injury and Craig never notified them. And if he did, then he would have probably threw off the Chelsea move, right? Let me take Chevron here coming because Chevron kind of know about this. But I told you that he hasn't had it as yet. So Chevron Pierre did confirm that, right? However, they can never get information from Chevron. But we did do a video where Chevron say never do the surgery as yet. However, Chelsea recently, they're on preseason tour right now, and they put out a list of the players that will be traveling with the squad and the players that will travel but will later join them in the preseason. And those players will be like Enzo, Cucurella, as well as any other players that would have played in the Europa, not in the Europa League, the Euros, as well as the Copa America that went like deep into the competition. And they had a list with omitted players. These omitted players consist of Trevor Chalobah, Alfie Gilchrist, Malangsar, whose his contract is terminated, right? David Washington, we all know who David Washington is. Omari Kellyman, Caleb Wiley, Kepa Ariza Balaga, Burstow, David Dutcher Fafana, who was on loan with Burnley last season, who got relegated, Romelu Lukaku, as well as many other players. Now, I went ahead last night, people, to kind of look through majority of this list. And they kind of did a video stating that this is not a list of omitted players that you want to be on. People, if you look at the list of some of these players, no, I'm not saying his contract will be terminated or anything like that. I'm not saying that. However, this list consists of players that either will be sold or they will go on loan. Now, the big question surrounding Whisper is, will he either go on loan next season, right? Or may I ask the question, will his contract be terminated? Because Craig Butler publicly leaked text messages stating that Chelsea is threatening to pull the contract of Whisper. Now, I wish if individuals who normally have on Craig Butler would ask him publicly why did Chelsea threaten to pull Whisper's contract, because it's leaving us with more questions than answers surrounding the future of the young man. You get me, Dicanio?
Yeah, one thing as well, we also have to factor in there is a reported injured section. Pull up back the thing. There's a reported injured section, right? And there's only one player on that list. Now, if he is on the entire section of players, right? Whether they're arrested, injured, or left out, right? That means that he is in eyes at Chelsea. And if we are here in Jamaica saying that this guy is injured, right? And Chelsea or Chelsea's presser does not list him as injured, then we have all right to question the reason for him being left out, right? We have all right. And as I said in the video, this is not a list based on everything that I'm seeing that you want to be on as a player, no matter for the reason. You just don't want to be on this list. And I'm pretty sure Kishan was going to go over, our presser was going to go over and talk about it. But just this morning or yesterday, I sent Kishan a post with Malangsar. The man contract is terminated and he's on that list. Trevor Chalobah, a deal. away from the club. I think Alfie Gilchrist is going on loan, right? Everybody knows Lukaku burn bridges with Chelsea. The man saying now Fofana is going to either be sold or on loan as well. And there was also, I think you have to pull up that as well, not true presser, the 190.
Yeah, let me just address Jason Gunnar thing first. Yes, Jason did have an injury from a long time before him go Chelsea, right? And then he moved to Chelsea. Is it me?
It's rumor. Not say that. It's rumor that he did have one.
No, he actually did have an injury. Like that is confirmed by MG because MG said him they got the match today and Whisper did have an injury in the knee. You get me saying? It's someone normally he would have swelled and then it go down. So he was playing on that from before he moved to Chelsea. So that is confirmed by MG. But the big question is, people, what I have for Craig is why did Chelsea threaten to pull Whisper's contract? Why? Because it can be based off performances because Whisper was one of their best players. Not the best, but one of the best, right? But nobody's asking the question, why did Chelsea threaten to pull his contract? Dicanio, you can answer that for me?
Don't say nobody now. We ask. We just not get the response. They might ignore it. And
no. Drew Ross, as Mr. on the list, a lot of the players, they either will be sold, Malangsar contract was terminated, and some of these players will be loaned. So it either can be a loan for Whisper, like David Washington, and some of these guys will probably go on loan next season. However, on the omitted list,
contract termination as well. So
on the omitted list, you have Malangsar's contract that was terminated, and you have players that will be definitely leaving Chelsea. So it's not a list that you really and truly want to be on, unless you fall in the bracket of going out on loan. However, before we even get to the loan part, Craig Butler stated that Chelsea is threatening to pull the contract. So if they're threatening to pull the contract, what does that mean? What line does that go on? Isn't it being terminated then? If them are threatening to do that?
Exactly, and that's what we're doing. We're presenting.
And I know me put this out there, people. Craig Butler put this out there in text messages, So why is no one, as they kind of say, we're asking the question, but why is no one else asking the question surrounding Whisper and what Craig Butler and the leak that Craig Butler did with that text message? I him said Chelsea are threatening to pull the contract.
Also, guys, you guys can go ahead. I don't think personally, did you do a video upon it at the time?
About?
The leak, same way we do. The video is on my channel as well. If you guys go, you will see Craig Butler shares his receipts. That is in the thumbnail. You see me, so you can go on my channel and see those screenshots when he did a talk to the national team coach. And he did come on Sportsmax and say, go leak the screenshots. And the following day, you remember Kishan?
Yeah.
The following day, the man leaked the screenshots. So, yeah, when you can go on the video there and go check it out.
Before we get the call on, some interesting comments. Dante said he clearly said that Chelsea is threatening to pull contract because he was injured and Butler did not make them aware of that. We did answer Jason's comment already. Mr. United said, where is Whisper going? No, we're just asking the question, will it be alone? But we have
before you get on double. More of address Juras. So Juras, why would they wait all this time if going to surgery is still an option? And that does happen. One thing with football and any athlete at all, you can play on an injury. A lot of players play on an injury. I believe Emil Smith-Rowe played on a groin injury from academy days until last year. And me as a player as well, I had a groin injury where did potentially need surgery, and I just never want the surgery. Whereas whenever you take up football that serious, I never want to do no surgery. So yeah, you can play. Surgery can be an option, and you're still playing. So I just want to address that and make that clear. It's not don't think of surgery as it relates to athletes as a man will get a gunshot. No, it's different. It's most of the times it is an option, right?
But
many players.
With that surgery thing, what I will say is you don't want to play on an injury too long because it gets worse. You get me? I say? So it's not like you pick up to the extent that Whisper injury is or what is being reported. To be honest, it look like I forgot the surgery. You get me? I say? So the longer you play upon it, the worse it gets for Whisper. Remember when Rashford and them Monday used to play upon for them back injury, but they get worse, And he went after the years, I believe, at one point at the World Cup years him they go, and people say, "Yo, Rashford, you can't go play international competition when you have injury, bad man," and it got progressively worse. I think it was a grade 1 back strain or something like that. Yo, Double, big up yourself.
Well, so I said, press. I remember.
1 second, Double. Yes, see them comment there. Rashford play with injury for 2 seasons. How did it affect Rashford? It affected him in his performances.
Mm-hmm.
Enough people that talk about it at that time when Rashford used to play upon the back injury. They must say, "Yo, brother, don't go play international tournament. Go do surgery, bad man, because country now pay your club play you pay you." Double, big up yourself.
Yeah, we have some about. Is there any article Is there an article about Whisper contract being terminated? Anything close to it anywhere?
No.
Okay.
We are scour, man. We are trying to find information, but no article has released that.
Okay.
But double,
So
remember say Butler tell people say Chelsea are threatening for putting him contract, you know.
Butler said
He made it public. The situation, I'm gonna tell you, the situation that happened was when him and Coach Grimmy, the at it when Coach Grimmy when Bailey was being left out of the squad in June, right? So basically, what happened was with the mix up with the Copa America squad.
Yeah.
Everybody there wonder how Bailey Whisper did dep on it, why Whisper get called, or why Whisper name dep on it initially, then them take it off. So what Butler did do at the time is he do an interview on Sportsmax explaining the situation, but he never mentioned the threatening to pull the contract. He basically go around, hold on one second, basically go around everything, tell them say now go post the screenshots, and then the following day, him post the screenshots in our video on Instagram and show when him tell Coach Grimmy asked him, so should I pull Whisper out of the team? And he said yes, because Chelsea is threatening to pull the contract. And then Coach Grimmy replied and said, okay. So that is what we're talking about now. If Chelsea threaten to pull the contract, and we're looking at this list, take it off. We're looking at this list that has a whole host of Chelsea players that either go on loan, get sold, or get them contract pulled. And Whisper is on that list. Then we need to be asking questions why he's on that list, especially if there's a reported injured section and he's not on that reported injured section. Get what I say?
Well, after listening to you keenly, all I can say, if Shaw come from River Bottom and tell us a trouble down, they believe him. Me listen to you keenly, and based on what you're saying and what you're seeing now, I can definitely see it from your perspective. Definitely.
And again, guys, we're not pushing anything out here. We're not making any factual statements.
But I know them say a bad mind like me at all.
And that me I try to show you, man. We just are giving you the information where nobody else now do. See the information here in front of the face. We are presenting to now. We're asking the question.
Yeah, and if you notice, you talk and you listen, and based on what Mr. Butler said a month or two ago and what is happening now, it just coincide, and that's where you got your conclusion from, and you're not saying it with a firm conviction like it is set in stone. You're just saying, you're just bringing it to our attention. Am I correct?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. So
so what you have to say about the topics though for today? We talk a little bit about Butler and Vere Pheonix. We talk about Bailey's nomination for the awards.
Bro, even though them say beat the man and give him jacket, I'm happy that Mr. Butler gonna be in the JPL because it only gonna bring excitement. I'm happy for it, definitely. But I'm just wondering if he's not gonna be the coach, right? I see nothing but trouble with his micromanagement thing, because I just feel like he's gonna want to tell the coach what to do and what not to do and who not to play. Because that's in his.
Lenny is in best friend still. So he's my partner with Lenny Hyde, and obviously, just to give you guys more information as well, Lenny Hyde cannot coach. And listen to me good before the start. He cannot technically coach a JPL team. That's the reason why whenever he is being spoke about as any leader of any JPL team, he's being spoke about as a technical director, because you need a CONCACAF B license to be a official head coach of a Premier League club. So he's going to be the one that is coaching the team technically. However, he's not the official coach. He's going to be the technical director for Vere United until he get the CONCACAF B license.
Yeah, but if I were you, anything Butler say, I would take it with a grain of salt. Remember, at one point that man said Al Grimson was one of the greatest individuals that ever walked, Until the man don't pick him player them, then you hear when really think so. I don't know. Listen out for the big bam bam. If Pheonix don't if Vere don't make him stepson play left back.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, we're all here for it because, as Travis Purcell was saying, Craig Butler loves controversy. So, and anyway, go controversy, I go follow. And now I don't talk. Media loves controversy. So bring it on, Craig Butler. I absolutely love that man. Bring it on.
Yeah, make me run now, because then soon start buckle me. So
All right, let's see how it goes.
No, let me say one thing. No, let me say another one thing. Remember the gentleman on today's date, Craig, couple months ago, Craig Butler said Mackenzie is the best number 10 in Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Akeem Bernard is one of the best keeper in Jamaica. So I would find it hard to imagine him on a team and the best number 10 play feet and one of the best goalkeeper now keep feet. So
I think Mackenzie is currently at Aston Villa now. I don't know if him come back, but him did go up on a trial or something like that. So yeah, man. I think that is same there.
Look, you know, when what you say Butler player them, you know, when everybody got a trial, and you see them out at airport or leave, but when them come back 1-1 after them fail at them trial, nobody no see them.
Let me address that, right? I mean, failure is a part of life. Sometimes club will reject you. You don't mean say no good.
I mean, not say that no good. Me just say when them fail at the trial, nobody knows when them come back. Young girls when them leave.
And that is another thing as well when we did a tell Presser earlier in the show. I think this move with him collaborating with this JBL team is specifically tailored for that reason. Because he's going to send up players when they're young. That's when coaches want them, 17, 18, 19. You see, from your past 20, even 19 kind of too old. You see, from your past 20, 21, 22, it's hard to say you're going to bring a player up on trials and get them on team like that. So that is the reason why I feel that he might try to do that. Because if they're playing as JPL players now and they're playing in a professional setting and they're doing well, then them still can be able to cash in and get money from them. For example, Trevante Stewart, Mount Pleasant get for cash in on him, gone, right? We see Fabian Reed get for cash in Cephas, and it gotta get for cash in on him when him go abroad. So I think that is the new way of being able to cash in on players that don't make it at the youth level when them try to bring them up, get them in JPL football, and them can get player revenue from that. And that's the reason why I tell them say this guy is a very smart man, because he must find different ways to be able to make money and find players.
Hey, let me say this, bro, and then me I go for the second time, bro. Everybody, most of the club them in a Jamaica in a football, but I have to give it to Mr. Butler. He's in football business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have it. No matter what we say about him, bro, and him manipulating ways and him lie, but when it comes on to making money, he's leap and bounds above everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then, for you, gentlemen.
Yeah, man, big up.
All right, big up the Bob. But once again, nobody's saying that his contract will be terminated. I'm just saying when Craig Butler put out certain stuff, like the text messages, you have to question these things. You get me? I say, and trust me, people, I wish if Craig Butler would have fought on this platform, but me know say it's gonna be a ruckus, you know.
Yeah, man, it's good hard, man. And we would have treat him with respect in a good hard, man, because we are two set of you to talk for mine, bro. But we are getting, man. I promise you, we are getting, but now we are getting.
I don't think we can go be present when him forward, because you know.
I'm promising you that, man. Even if it's a sit-down interview, me I go get to that. You see, we'll get on Omar Davis. We'll get on, and me I tell you we have some other people in our pipeline to man. You know, Presser, I love if we get on them people. So
hey, people, man, for publicly tell this, you know, say, whisper girlfriend. Never go further, yeah, people.
We I get on some people.
So try to bad me up, people, you see me? Yeah, man, I block my Instagram people. I'm not do this person, not you know people, but I try to talk about whisper still. But now head over to the next topic, right? The quote-unquote England rejects. So this will be very interesting. So should I play the video first, or should I play
the video and then show them the Enzo song thing? Let me read it out.
All right, so we're going to talk about quote-unquote England rejects and what transpired with Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea, and then John Obi Mikel chimed in on this situation, not surrounding Reggae Boyz specifically, but just quote-unquote England rejects in general. You get me? I say, so let me play the video clip first, and then we'll get into it.
Players not representing their African roots. I've seen players. I've sat down with the FA, African FA, Nigerian FA, come up to me when I was at Chelsea, saying, Mikel, can you try to convince so and so to play for his fatherland, Nigeria, to represent his father? And I've spoken. We've held meetings with these kids, with their parents, and said, listen, you are from Nigeria. Your dad is Nigerian. Your mom is Nigerian. Why don't you represent the fatherland, Nigeria? No. We want to represent England. We want to play. We want to play for England, France, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they wait.
Yes.
And then they keep waiting and keep waiting. And then from the age of 17, 18, when they get to 25, 26, and they don't get a call up from England, then they call Nigeria
Or
or Cameroon or whatever, and then we become second option. We shouldn't be treated as second options. We are not second options. You should be proud of your African roots. You should be proud to represent your African country. So don't treat us as a second option. We are not second options. I want the best players to play in Africa. So you rather make a decision and stand by it.
Yeah.
If you decide you want to play for England, stick to it. Sit and wait. If you don't get a call up, you don't get a call up. But don't wait until 29, 30, you've passed your best, whatever it is. Then you're, oh, Nigerian FA, I'm ready to play for you now. No, fuck off, mate.
Yeah, man. So I want to tackle this right away. Because
let me read this from John Obi, Mikel.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just read this quickly. So I think you said it's not Twitter, right?
Yeah, the same thing when
saying. All right, got you.
Listen to you. Yeah, so as Media say, all of those sentiments I share. And just read the Kamoa cover everything at once. So pull up the Enzo Fernandez thing as well. Let me read that off. Become fast. Did he upload it? Yeah, so this was what happened the other day when everybody has said Enzo Fernandez racist, blah, 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 with the song when we that sing. Now, I want you guys to listen and really be smart about how to look at this. It says, they play for France, but they are from Angola. His mother is Nigerian, his father is Cameroonian, but the passport says French. Now, if you read it right off the base, remember, this is music, so everything, every lyric means something. So what Enzo is saying, or what I believe he's saying here, is they play for France, but they are from Angola. Now, obviously, this does not mean that all of them are from Angola, but the point that he's making is they play for France, but they are from an African country. Right? Remove the comment then, person. So they play for France, but they are originally from an African country. Just like what John Obi Mikel has said. They have their fatherhood or their father nation or their motherland is Africa. Right? Now, he also went on to say his mother is Nigerian, his father is Cameroonian. Also going ahead to say that his parents or his grandparents are from Africa as well. But on the passport, it's French. Right? So I think I can draw parallels because when a white man said this, right, he's a racist. When a white man said this, because he basically has said the same thing, players should represent their fatherland and the country or the country of their heritage. Right? Especially if you have both parents who come from African nations, you should represent African nations. That is what the man is singing in song, but because he's a white man, in my opinion, he's being classed as a racist. Right? However, take off that off my screen now. Press it there. You take it off. I look like a chip out. Yeah, so I'm going to bring up back this comment now. Right? So, basically the same thing that now we make it saying is just that he's a man and a white man. Right? So, the way how people perceive it, it's going to be different. And I think we can draw. Man, I pull up be a comment, bro. Me, I try to look on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I think we can draw a whole lot of parallels. Even though he's talking about Nigeria, we can draw a whole lot of parallels with Jamaica. And I made videos, especially I've been very strong on these international based players to commit to the national team. And there's a reason why. You see players like Dexter Lembikisa, and Kara Anderson, and them players there with utmost respect and ratings. Especially Dexter Lembikisa. Because Dexter Lembikisa is held in high regard at his club Wolves. And he's only 19, he's going to turn 20. So if he wanted to sit and wait, remember this new wave of England right backs, them are in prime now, them are touch 26, 27. So Kyle Walker up on the better part of 30. And Dexter Lembikisa, apart from those set of right backs, you don't see a whole lot of right backs were young in the England setup where you say, yeah man, that's our next star. So Dexter Lembikisa could have waited for him turn. He could have said, yo, me I wait my turn. Me I go wait for England. Me I go do that. But no, him decide to commit early. So when we see players like him and Kara Anderson do things like them respect, I'm have to rate what them do. Now, when I make videos saying Omari Hutchinson needs to commit now because he have no more problem with him future, him in our club permanently, and everything good on him side, his future is set. People say, boy, you go run the ball and give him a chance. What kind of meds you now hold? Then Mr. Greenwood signed for Marseille. I'm congratulating, but I also made a video saying, commit now. And there's a reason for that. You know what? Players pay come and sit out and wait, and then when them no make the team where they want, you might want to run, come and come represent the team. You don't want players like that playing for your national team. So if you want to commit, we understand the situation with Mr. Greenwood. Obviously, they will never have a chance of doing that. So if you have a flirt with, try to deal with your passport, whatever. Once that is started, come and represent the national team same time. And I made it very clear in the video. If me find out say the man passport started, and maybe me saying this on a public platform right now, I mean say people not gonna want to give me information. But if me find out say that man passport started, you know, added on the fact say him sign and him have a future well set with Marseille, you know. Me a pressure that man in a want a man tell me to take down a video, you know. That man go get pressure because you have no reason to say you have forward come represent the team. And if me see 2, 3, 4 year pass, knowing say your passport set, your passport is in order, and you have a permanent deal with a club now, meaning say you don't have nothing else to worry about. Then me I go put pressure upon you. I'm in a business where nobody on YouTube want to say. Because someone move like you know meet riders better like you know want a big man to come represent the team. You either want to do it or not. And if you want to sit down and wait for England, and you sit down and wait for England until England don't call you, or until them give you 3 caps and they give you no more caps ever again. But those sit down and wait for England and then say you will come and represent Jamaica after. You see me? And that is the point where John Obi make. And that is with 100%. And the moment and forever, as long as me for the drill them English-based players there for coming early. Once I find out say them future secured club-wise and them have a passport, they must sick in on head. Them can't ramp with me, sir, brother. So they can hate all. They can continue call and bash and run them if I see all 2, 3 year pass and them now represent when me know say them have passport and them future set with them club. I'll run me, I go start run them to brother. That me I tell you.
What I will say on this public platform is I disagree with John Obi Mikel to a certain extent, in the sense that, well, not John Obi Mikel. Let me just pull it up on screen again. Enzo Fernandez. Well, John Obi Mikel as well, because Enzo Fernandez say they play for France, but they are from Angola. His mother is Nigerian, his father Cameroonian, but underscored French. Now, really and truly, this doesn't really make no sense to me, in the sense that, bro, if I am born in a country and on my passport, that is the country of my birth, that is my nationality, I am from that country. You as an individual cannot look on me and tell me, say, me fought from Nigeria just because my parents fought from Nigeria, them fought from Cameroon. No, I'm a born Englishman, I'm a born Jamaican, I'm a born Portuguese or whatever the case is. You know, I'm a born Spaniard or Spanish. You know, you don't dictate to me my nationality and where my not my roots is from, because obviously your roots would have come from like where your parents born, etc., your grandparents, etc. But you do not dictate that them want. Well, this is where I agree with John Obi Mikel. A lot of these players need to recognize that they will never play for England. Even Ivan Toney to this date, his inclusion in the English national team, I don't believe it's on merit as to why Ivan Toney is in the English national team. And I stand by that.
Because scoring wise. 19 Prem goals. Solanke. 19 Prem goals playing for Bournemouth.
It's just that I don't know where this political thing come with Ivan Toney after the suspension, where they parade him on Sky Sports and him try to make himself out to be the victim. You bet on these games. You were suspended. You are not a victim of the crime. Well, is it crime? You are not a victim of the offense that you committed. You get me, answer, brother? And all of a sudden, him getting at the England national team. So I don't believe it was on merit, if I'm going to be honest. Now, as what John Obi Mikel say, a lot of these players, them wait, and them call up the federation, and say they want to play. Bro, I was trying to get you from 2022, 23, but you never went forward. And often when these countries on the brink of qualifying for a major tournament, you realize a lot of these players want to come play for the country. Them, you see me? If Jamaica supposed to qualify for World Cup, and Morgan Gibbs White and some of them want to start come out of the woodwork. Yeah, we don't want them. We don't ask if we come play for the country for help us qualify, but all of a sudden, when you qualify, you want to come play for us. No, bad man. Me nobody want you. You see me?
Me I tell you from
No,
now, bro. You
nobody
see,
want you.
Unaga hate gunners. Anybody call them, them do it with Nigeria. With the man, them, bro, you know how hard it is to make it through Afghan qualifiers? Some big clubs not go World Cup, some you know big club, big country not go World Cup sometime because how hard it is to come out of Afghan qualifiers, you know. Very, very competitive, you know. And before this change, right, in terms of switching it to how much? 42 teams or 48 teams, it was even harder to make it out of Afghan. And me watch Afghan, brother, right? And me see how hard it is for them players come out and make and sit down and just walk in a squad. Brother, would I get dark called me as a local player? Or me as a player where could I represent England and me decide to represent one of them on team there. And then and blood, sweat and tears we put in my qualification. And then our next brother will sit down on him coach. More likely good than me for watch some of them match there. I go forward and come take away my game right as World Cup for go on. When me put my blood, sweat and tears enough to make sure say me and my nation can play football, brother. No man.
What I would say is, mass defender. I'm not going to publicly call Enzo Fernandez a racist because I feel like we live in a climate now, especially in the western side of the world where we live, especially white people, for any look at thing as racist. I'm not going to really do that, brother. Get me? I say, I've seen many occasions. I'll give you an example, people. For one, I do not believe Donald Trump is a racist.
No, hold on. I got you.
Hold on, no, people. The reason I'm saying that,
I get some water.
I remember in high school, and this is why I'm going to label people these things, people. I remember in high school, I was in a class, and a teacher's assistant was in that class, and she said to me, people, that Donald Trump said the N-word. I'm the teacher, people. I'm saying, teacher, you see that? You see a video of that? And she said, yes. And people, this was in grade 10. I'm going to go on, people. Score the internet. I never see that. So, I can't just come out and label somebody as a racist like that. You can't just tell me something and say, oh, the person is racist without me having any form of evidence to say them racist. You get me? I say, Mr. Enzo Fernandez, not saying because you interact with black people mean that you're not racist. You know, you have racists who interact with black people every day. You see me? But me not gonna just come out and label somebody as racist. What Enzo Fernandez did, it might be wrong. You get me? But I don't believe in just labeling people like that unless me see something from them to say that. You get me? I say, somebody said we want to see the video with Enzo. I mean, I have the video, but we just have the lyrics.
Even if you see the video, guys, you would understand it because it's Spanish, unless you speak Spanish. So we just have the lyrics. You see me?
Listen, just as much as you don't want to call Trump racist, we can also call Joe Biden a racist. You see me? You think Joe Biden love black people, that's how he make it out to be? No, these people, they've done stuff that is not good. So just as how people can call Trump a racist, we can also call Joe Biden or multiple people racist in the political atmosphere in America. But you have to present something for me that's really racist for me to say that it is racism. You cannot just tell me somebody is racist and expect say me I go side with you in calling that person racist. No, that's not fair to an individual. It's just like with cancel culture, like Mrs. stuff where cancel that person there. You ask them why you must cancel that person. Me not agree with them opinion. So we must just cancel the person because me not agree with them opinion. Come on, people. We can't live in an environment or climate like
that. By the way, guys, Precise an active Donald Trump supporter. Just put that.
Do not say that on a public platform. I'm gonna drop the call link.
We drop the call and get some calls. Cause the topic, we're done with every topic. Let me check and see. Yeah, we're supposed to cover all topics. No, so we just have star of the week to give them. We're going to do the star of the week and then we get some callers to get them thoughts. So the nominees for this week's star of the week, as you guys know, Leon Bailey for his inclusion in the CONCACAF Awards, being a nominee. Also, what's your name?
By the way, Cygnus Media, you cannot tell me to keep away from politics because I'm not somebody that only knows about football. I'm also politically, sound, both in Jamaican politics and American politics as well as international politics. But we can keep it pushing a football.
Plus, we're not build anything around it. It's just a 10-minute conversation. We're not build a channel around politics. So. Yeah, take out the comment there. So yeah, guys, we have the star of the week. So as Pressa said, every week we have shows on Saturdays and Sundays now. We used to have it on Friday, but the panel schedule changed, so we have to switch it. So it's every week at 5 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. So on Saturdays, we will have the punk of the week. we just have to do with anybody. We just do some stupid things all around the sporting landscape. So we're not going to find a punk all the time. We have to do with Reggae Boyz, but we might definitely be able to find a punk every week as it relates to sports in general. So the Reggae Boyz weekly punk of the week, that hour will go every Saturday to someone who just had some stupid remarks or did something stupid that would deserve them to be crowned a punk of the week. So yesterday's punk of the week went to Johan Blake. You guys can go ahead and check out the live show. We basically spoke to an abroad journalist about the fact that Jamaican people don't respect him, blah, blah, blah. So whenever like that, it never made no sense to us. So we crowned him the punk of the week. Now today is, go through.
Even this comment, Aaron said, if you consider what the Argentinians were singing about French racism, I need to reconsider your level of comprehension and understanding. Argentina history of black racism is well documented. Let me tell you, Mr. Trevor Noah defend Enzo Fernandez recently. Let me tell you, if Trevor Noah that works on that late night show defend Enzo Fernandez, then it is not racism. Sorry for telling you. Trevor Noah fought from South Africa, apartheid, etc., etc. If Trevor Noah defend Enzo Fernandez, a comedian and etc., etc. But Trevor Noah them talk about that enough. But if Trevor Noah defend Enzo Fernandez, then I'm sorry, it's just not.
Bro, to me, the world's just gone soft. Like, look at the facts. A man sing something like that. Look at the meaning behind of what he's singing. For me, it just means that he's ignorant. I don't agree with him saying. To me, I take it that he's saying people for represent the country and the heritage. However, that opinion is clearly flawed, right? And I don't agree with it, but I get his perspective. But that doesn't mean that this person is racist. Look at how him behave in front of black people. Look at how him deal with black people. He's never, him not strike me. The man literally joined a club full of be a black man. If he was that racist, why would I join Chelsea when there were so many other clubs in for his signature? Just use common sense and
also,
like that.
It reminds me of the climate that we live in when Cavani was at United. The man used a word that is what you call the word again? I don't remember the word. The N word, but in a different spelling. But it's the word is like, I can't remember the meaning of the word. But you might use it with a friend. And the man them suspending for that. Why? This is somebody from a different culture. You know what I'm saying? Using a word that they predominantly use in their culture in a good way. I go suspend the man for that, brother. You get me? I say, you don't respect other people's culture and other people's ways of living then. But I can announce the punk of the week and then get the next caller.
Yeah, man, it's star. So, yeah, man, the nominees. Yeah, man, so the nominees are Leon Bailey for his the awards, being nominated for the awards, Khadija Shah as well. And then finally, Mr. Craig Butler for launching something new in the JPL, Vere Pheonix United, and making a whole lot of bold promises and just making JPL exciting a little more.
Sorry, if I get off track, you cannot just cast something out there that I do not live in America. All right, people.
Like the interrupt star of the week.
I live in Mars, people. I live in America. I live in Mars. Go ahead. I'm not again.
We can deal with the thing after, brother. So, yeah, guys, the star of the week goes to none other than Mr. Craig Butler for joining forces with Vere, partnering with Mr. Coach Lenny Hyde, and yeah, making a whole lot of bold promises that I'm pretty sure he will keep. So, yeah, man, continue to thing, Mr. Craig Butler. Them always accustomed to winner rate you and say we'll always a bad about you. But yeah, man, we rate what you do. We rate this move where you make. And we are giving you the star of the week. Big up yourself, Mr. Buck.
Yeah. And take this off my screen, please. And the word that Cavani used was Negrito in a greeting with his friend after a victory. United even defended Cavani, brother. And at the Premier League go as far as said for suspend him. And this draw me back to our article when I think Argentina did. Argentina did one time. I see an article, why are no black players in the Argentine team? What do you mean, why are there no black players in the Argentina team? Like, should Argentina just go there and specifically select black players to benefit people's feelings? I don't understand. Juras, big up yourself. What you have to say?
In the on, we have to add it. Oh. And also, if you guys, and make will be real as well.
You can hear me?
Hold on one second, Juras. Let us be real as well. If you don't want to bring up that argument about no black players being in the Argentina national team, pose an Argentine player that is black, that is good enough to be in the Argentina team, and then we can discuss if he's been being treated unfairly. But you can't just say how Argentina play in the national team, and you yourself can't tell me Argentina player we can represent, we're black, right? We can represent Argentina. Come on, let's not just throw wild things out there like that.
Yo, that comment is funny still. Man said the only thing I'm associated with the black character. Alright,
Yeah, man,
go through.
Yeah, man. Good evening, gentlemen. You're bringing me at the right time. So we're talking about Argentina and Enzo Fernandez and all of that, right?
You're kind of low.
You can hear me?
You kind of low, Drew.
You're kind of low. Maybe speak up a bit.
Let me go in and come out, bro. Let me come out and come in, bro.
No, sir.
So I'm asking people, I don't just go out there and label. I don't know if it's because like it's the Jamaican in me where like if African Americans take racism different compared to like Jamaicans. You know, in Jamaica, you don't really have a climate of racism. You have colorism. You get me? I say, but it's just like when Oral Tracy did the video with Vinny. Me I say, yo, to Oral Tracy say, yo, Vinicius Jr., you can't tell the man how he feels surrounding racism. You get me? I say, me personally, me look at it different. I wouldn't react like a Vinny Jr. But Oral Tracy cannot tell Vinny Jr. how he react to those situations because Vinny is living it. You get me? I say? So everybody react to these things differently.
All right, if it was really racism, what the sanctions? Where the remember say football is no room for racism, no this, no that. So if it's a case where they can definitively say that this action or what he did was racist, you would have see a band, you would have hear saying ban, you would have hear say him have a fine, you would have hear something. You get what me I say, Professor? Normally when it comes on to them things, there are some precautions. What the friggin' word name? My sound like I don't say that's a precaution. Repercussions, right? There are some repercussions for it. So it clearly means that what he said has drawn a whole lot of different opinions and can be seen in a whole lot of different ways, which is proven by the fact say me see it a different way. As we Kishan say, friggin' Trevor Noah see it in a different way. And then you have other people who just take it in a different way and think that he's outright racist for saying it that way, right? So if it's not clear and evident that this is a racist act, and him not get no fines, him not get no bans, him not get nothing like that, then I'm not gonna call the man a racist. Because I've seen many videos out there with him amongst black people. Him not behave no way. Sometimes him even know him on camera. And him not look like brother when you're racist, brother. You know it is to be when you're racist, brother. Brother, you can't stand for their own all some people where dislike because of them color, bro. And I don't get that from Enzo. As I said, the man literally joined a football club. We're full of be black man. Now, if we are going to talk about Argentina as a country, then that is a different thing, Max City. I am seeing your comments, and I am aware of Argentina with the black history and the racism of past, right? However, I am not talking about that. I am talking about football and Enzo Fernandez. And I think that he is not racist for those comments. Because, now pull up back this again. Juras, we drop the link in our where we pan. Come on, done this. What I get out of this song is insane. You have people out there who play for a European country that is predominantly white. We have roots from Africa. Them parents come from Africa. But yet still them passports say French and them represent France. And he does not believe that if them have roots, them parents come from the country and everything, that them supposed to represent the country. He believes that them supposed to represent the African countries. And I don't believe in that. If you're born in a country, I feel it is within your right to represent the country you're born in. However, not because I believe in a way him say, don't mean say, I am going to say that what he said was racist. He might just be ignorant. Him just don't fully get things, right? So again, I'm gonna agree with what him say, but that is what I got from it, and I can get his perspective. And the mere fact that in the seen of fines, in the seen of sanctions, it clearly means that you can see, you can literally say there's not a definitive that what he did was racist. It's
I mean,
only
even if he does, I still don't class him as a racist. You know, that's like when the Premier League did suspend Cavani. Bro, Cavani is not racist because him calling him friend Negrito or whatever the case is. You know, I think the word in itself, in terms of how Cavani and those people use it, is like, can't remember, like, not endearment. No, I don't like that. You see me? But like, like me call it a dog in Jamaica, like I'm a dog. Like I think I saw Cavani use it. I think that's how they use it, you know. And he's using it with a friend, brother. You get me? I say, not saying if a white man in America say the N-word with him white friend, that is bad. You get me? I say, but different cultures use or view things differently. You get me? I say the Premier League can't just go across, bro. Manchester United themselves defended Cavani in that situation. Manchester United, the club in and of itself, did their internal investigation and defended him. You see me? I say. So who is the Premier League to come out and suspend somebody over that? The Premier League never have the most in order in terms of Man City and for them corruption too.
Yeah, man. Well, want to end the show, you know, still. Big up yourself, Max City. I respect your thoughts, but I just don't believe that the guy is racist for that song. You see me? I don't. And this is another thing I did say as well, because, like, as a black person, what him say, you have many black people out there will believe what him say and what him sing. But if it was a black person that sing it, it would have come across as racist. And that is the point.
Max City, but enough friends if you go suspend or fine Enzo Fernandez.
You may away from you act as if you have a talk, but you guys
are already, but just I say on the front if it them file for there's something to be investigated, but I say on the front if you go fine or whatever. I don't mean so because it's being investigated, anything I go come out of it. You get me? I say?
Yeah, bro. But yeah, guys, I basically that for the end of the show now. Juras, we are waiting on. But it look like Juras now forward back on. But don't you know, I'm gonna try you want to go into the topic here too deep. I just you don't want to talk about John Obi Mikel and go about my rant about these English-based players where don't want to commit. So Juras, we are get 2 more minutes. Anybody else? We are drop the link right now if you don't want to forward on. The show really should have ended. We don't like when the show them this long. But whatever.
You see, you know, a country will always have a history, but that's like you looking at me and tell me, say, every white person in America racist, brother. I get the history of America, don't get me wrong, but you can't look at me in 2024 and tell me, say, every goddamn white people will live in America racist just because the birth or the history of the country is based on racism. That's like,
I agree with the comment with Marlo. I think he was just trying to be funny, and he was just, I think he's just ignorant. And yeah, somebody can be ignorant as to what they must say and the impact it have or how it might come across, but that no means say you're racist. And that's what I try to get across to you guys. Someone can do or say something that is ignorant, which means say them just not understand the scope of what they must say, how it affect people and how it might come across. But again, that no means the person racist, bro.
Review, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, bro.
Caller, where have you?
In my opinion, racism and that type of thing is nothing but distraction. Let's say Enzo was a racist person. That's his opinion. Why do the opinion of other ethnicities hold so much weight with black people? In my opinion, that's a low self-esteem issue on our part. Right? Why is the opinion of whites, Hispanic, Asians, and whatever, why do we value the opinion so much? Why?
Makes sense. Because
ask yourself that question.
How is what he said going to affect them playing football? Everybody knows that them still can represent France. Why are we placing such importance on it? I get your point. I might not fully agree with that, but I get it.
No, but where's the disagreement? What do you disagree with? Why we have low self-esteem? Why, let's say Enzo was a racist person, why do you care? Why do you care so much about his opinion? Why do you value the outsider's opinion so much? I'm not talking about you specifically, about black people on a whole.
And this is another thing I want to mention. I can't bring up the comment because it have the N-word. I'm going to know how YouTube deal with that. But new media said it's okay for black people to call each other the N-word, but feel offended when white people do it. And that's another thing I'm gonna bring up in our thing as well. See, I understand the meaning behind it, and there are a whole lot of black people as well that understand the meaning behind it, that are advocates and are trying to tell black people out there to stop calling people this N-word, right? But if there are people out there that continuously, as black people, keep on a call each other and themselves the N-word, then they're not supposed to feel no way if a white person do it. And that's just the way me see it. Because you know what the word means. You know the history behind the word. But you still carelessly call your own people that. Right? So I kind of agree with new media's comment. Like, it just don't make no sense. You ask people for respect and you don't respect yourself. That's the way me see it.
Am I on air?
It's that me personally, no, I'm pardon, what I say?
No, I was just asking because you're not responding to me directly, so I was wondering if you're hearing what I was saying.
Oh no, man, it's a different comment. I could have pulled it up on the screen. It's a comment I didn't want to take. But because it's have the N-word in it, I could have pulled it up. I don't know how YouTube would have done it. But you can get back the floor now. What were you saying?
We have to solve our low self-esteem issues, my friend.
Yeah.
We have to solve. We have to stop caring about what other groups think about us or they feel about. We have to stop and get and start focusing on what matters. Let's say white people were perfect and they love us very much. How would that change our reality?
That's why I'm gonna say the world kind of just gone soft to me.
And let me just address this comment as well.
And that me just say, Kisa, more you address
it's not. It doesn't put you in a box in terms of learning about things. You might not experience it specifically, but what does living in Jamaica have to do with you knowing about the climate of racism?
By the way,
or
Pressure does not live
about
in
racism? You
So,
get me? I not understand the comment as if Jamaican people are dumb or dunce to the term and the history of racism. No, we are not. Even if we did live in Jamaica. But Carla, big up yourself. I have an next caller on here.
Big up yourself, reviewer.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
man.
Juras, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, real quick, because I know you guys want to leave. I think what you guys can hear me?
It's still bad, but we are struggle. Come in.
Let me take off my headphones.
Yeah, the headphone.
Yeah, I go do that.
How about this? It better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, got you.
No? All right, cool. So what the commenter Stu is saying, put up that comment because I want to explain something to your presser. I think what he's trying to say, I don't think he's saying that individuals that live in Jamaica don't have sense or don't have common sense or whatever. I think he's talking based off living in the USA or America or maybe Europe. You go through different things. So while in Jamaica you may go through colorism, in America you go through more racism and stuff like that. So I don't think he's trying to say that, like Jamaica with dumb or, if you live in Jamaica, you have no sense. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So just view it from that perspective, right?
But Pressa does live in Jamaica and he does not share those opinions. Not Jamaica, does live in the US.
In America, and I understand that, but based off how he explained it, what he was trying to say is that, the commenter was saying that if you live in Jamaica, you're not exposed to certain things. But never mind that, right? So touching on the John Obi Mikel situation, I don't agree with him fully. I kind of understand where he's coming from. I understand his perspective, right? If you're born somewhere, the first thing you want to represent is where you're coming from, Virginia. You understand what I say? Because if my kids are born in America, I have 2 boys and a girl. If them said to me, and they play soccer as well, if them said to me, said, Daddy, I'd love for them to represent Jamaica, but Daddy will want to represent USA, you know what I mean? I will personally understand where they're coming from with that. So once we see like people like Mason Greenwood or even, let's say, Damari Gray, because Damari Gray came about, 25, 26 to represent us, right? Maybe he was holding out for represent England. We have to understand their perspective, brethren. Remember, this of the man them born, this of them grow up, this of them friends them be, this of them family. That's their culture. even though they may grow up in a Jamaican household, that's where they were born, Virgin. So for take the grand idea and say, you know what, make we push them to the side, or make we not care about them. While I can agree with you and say, you know what, no man no for come when we make the World Cup or when World Cup squad are linked, we don't want you become available then. That I can understand. Okay, but for say the man them not for, you know what I mean? It's okay to me if them want to wait and want to test the train and say, you know what, let me see if I can represent my country. Just like the Murray Gray, the man realized, you know what, probably will never represent England. I got a few call-ups, but I never really got any meaningful caps. And the man move along. I can guarantee you, if Macy Greenwood never got in his situation now, Macy Greenwood would definitely be representing, he would be representing England. Why? Because Macy Greenwood, a couple of years ago, was listed as one of the top prospects, if not the top prospect from a rising star, rising baller perspective. You understand me, sir?
Yeah.
So
and my point.
Let me just say this, right? Let me just say this. On the topic of racism.
Bro, wait, no better way to talk about this. You can go back
change the topic, bro.
Sorry. Got you.
Go back on that now, last time, man.
Sorry.
OCR, whatever. Go on, Dicanio. Say
yeah, bro. What I say was, I agree. And every player, it is very specific to every player. Because Mikel Antonio's case, even when come represent Jamaica late, was different. Same for Damari Gray, same for a whole lot of players. So you have to take every player, you have to look at it from a different scope. You can't generalize these players because everybody is different. For example, Mikel Antonio did want to represent us early on, right? He was rejected, right? Now with that, we can't fault the man for representing, and he did wait, he did get a call up, and then afterwards the man say, I'm never go back to represent Jamaica. But we can't want styling because initially he did want to represent us. Damara, I agree. At first, I did kind of skeptical because I say, oh, the brother, man. But then at the end of the day, I look on it from a broader scope as well. And the fact of the matter is, I don't like him wait, as me did say in this show, till we qualified. The man say, you know what? All right. And he also did say at 2 years now he did the works. He's around 28 now. So that means he would at least try to be from around 26 or something.
27.
Right? Or 27. Yeah. So he would have tried to do it from before. But we know the process take a while as we are saying with Greenwood right now. And many other players. So I can give him a pass. But for players specifically, and this is, I think, the point that John Obi Mikel was trying to make as well is those players will just keep on a wait till them reach 29 and 30, as he said. Then they want to come and represent. That's why I have to rate Isaac Hayden. Isaac Hayden look for everybody and say, yo, I'm not coming. And England, I didn't want to play for. And I can't represent England. I don't feel comfortable coming to represent Jamaica. So as much as you know me, as much as you need the DM, I am not coming to Jamaica. And man make that very clear, saying now come represent. I respect that. Right? But I understand as well the point where they don't make with their kids. But at the end of the day, if you choose to represent the team, then you want to wait for the team, and if them don't select you, then you sit down here. That's what I see. I have no problem with you having kids where born in our country and they want to represent that country. That is their right. I agree with that. But you're not supposed to treat a next country as a second option. And
Well, let me ask you this question.
Last thing, the Greenwood situation as well. As I say, you have to look at all of these situations differently. The Greenwood situation is different. Obviously, man, I never ever think for even represent Jamaica. But him reach a case now where he's very young, at the age of how much? 22? And it's almost certain that he will never represent England again. Right? And the only other team that we are hearing about that he can represent is Jamaica. So I am going to look at that through this scope. You can't represent England no more. You only can represent Jamaica. You have a long-term contract now. Your future is secured. You deal your passport. The moment I get news, say this better passport forward. And him a roll out, a rupture. May I give him time now?
Who are you referring to?
Let me just say this, right? You see, with John Obi Mikel, I use an analogy like, what if you have like a girl? You have two girls, right?
I can analogy them in you, because normally don't make no sense.
Two girls. One pretty and one she not as pretty as the first girl, right? The pretty girl not getting no vibes, but you're gone to the second girl because she have something, or she have something where you can benefit from compared to the first girl where you can't benefit from again, brother. You get me? It's like, yeah, use the girl. So enough of them player might use Jamaica just to play on World Cup or play on Copa America. So if you want to play for England and you don't get the call up, then you stick by them. Don't call Jamaica and say you want to come play for us. Because we've been and try to call you to help us reach to a World Cup or reach to a Copa America and you reject us. You get me? I say, brother, so stay with England, bad man. A lot of these players need to identify the fact say they're not good enough to play for England. So it just makes sense to come and play for Jamaica when we call you up in the first occasion. You get me? I say,
And
so
then the
Them
fact
can
that
hear
there are
me?
players that are actually good enough where I come. For example, Dexter Lembikisa. Me have to rate that brother. Because believe me, he is a shining light in this Reggae Boyz backline, you know.
and let me
And
tell you
he
this too.
is in a Wolves Academy, which means that he is being seen. And he could have played for England. And the
Let me
man
tell you this.
decided from early say Jamaica I'm a choose. I have to love and have to respect that.
And I will say this. I don't feel like a lot of these players from England are proud of their roots. I'm gonna tell you that straight. A lot of them are
And
not.
can you hear me?
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah, man, right here, you know.
Why you said that they're not proud of their
Who would
roots?
they
Why
say
you
that
said that?
still?
No. You see, some of them is a trend for them in the sense that once them can benefit from the country in playing in a World Cup or so, then all of a sudden they're ready to go play for the country. All of a sudden them passport ready. No man, no. A lot of them, when I feel like them proud of them roots. I get me. I say, none of them would have never dare to visit them country before, unless when the country go play a World Cup, I see them take out themselves, gone over the country. But it's beneficial to them because them can play in a World Cup or play in a major tournament. But before them never go this country or try to learn about the country before. But all of a sudden they care to learn about the country because they can benefit from the country, and it is facts. And this is why a lot of countries in Africa have a
You
problem with
can't
some of
say
these
that is
players.
facts. What proof do you have? When you say
So why is
something is
it that
facts,
when
you have
Ghana
to
and a lot
have
of
the
these
proof,
countries
you
go
know.
to play international tournaments, all of a sudden a lot of these English-based players are ready to visit the country and you see them post up video going at the local village, them like all of a sudden they've never visited before, but them just want to acclimatize themselves because they can
Let me,
get
let
to
me
play
tell
in a World Cup.
let me tell you something, Professor. You see, a lot of these athletes that come, I'm not saying some of them don't come on their own will, but a lot of them, as John Obi Mikel said, yo, them have meetings with these guys. So some of them probably really never want to come, but is the federation or whatever reach out to them to get them, to entice them to come or whatever, take a visit, whatever the case may be. One thing I would like to say though, one of my last things, right? You see how I look at the thing, how I like to look at things is the base root of everything. Like what can we really do to solve this whole, calling up, or if you want to call it recruitment or whatever you want to call it, right? We have a quota system on our under 20. Maybe we start at under 20. We can even go under 17, right? In my opinion, if it's wise and if the JFF is really thinking smart, why have a quota system when our main country will really get players from that aren't from Jamaica, wasn't born in Jamaica, it's from England, right? So you put a cap on something. So when you put a cap on something, how much you're limiting things. And if me, right, if I'm a parent, as I said, my kids live in the USA, right? My kids them born here. Me I look on Jamaica and I say, you know what? Them have a cap on them thing. Why? That means you don't really need we. Why me that want my kid to represent a country where have a cap and say, you know what, only this amount of kids can come. Even though the technical chairman says, you know what, if a proper explanation is put in, then we'll change our mind if the explanation makes sense. Me not go want my kids to represent nowhere we have a cap region. Go represent the under 20, go represent the under 17. Because basically what you're sending to me as a parent that, you know what, we'll only take some of you. And even if my kid is the best of the best, no. So JFF need to fix. I mean, no, so this is swing from the topic, but me feel that this is a root issue. Fix this whole cap thing, get rid of this whole cap thing, and make it say, look at the perfect example you guys listed. You guys listed Dexter, which is our starting right back for however long. Maybe the next 10 years, I'm going to be our starting right back, barring injury, God forbid, right? Dexter, who else will have? Hanaya Boyce Clark. He has been in the top three
Caroy.
when we Caroy Boyce Clark. He has been in
No,
the
Caroy
top.
Anderson, obviously.
And
Caroy Anderson.
no, remember Boyce Clark to man, the goalkeeper man.
Yeah, man, we know, but let's give you a next example.
Yeah, give me a next one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So all of these three players then will come with play for. I'm not sure if Caroy played. He played for under 20 or under 17. I know Boyce Clark did and Dexter did, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
So if you have these two examples, why limit options? Why put a cap on things? So they need to remove that bridging. And I can guarantee you, once that's removed, We're going to get more players wanting to come from them at 17, 16, 20, 9. You get what I'm saying? In a them age group that represent or youth players. So when we get to a certain level, we're not worried about it when I say, you know, we need to go recruit Mason Green, we need to go recruit this person. No. These people are already there. Them already come. Even if they don't know the culture like that, they have been already been exposed to it so much. And you understand what I say? So that is my main solution for this whole recruiting thing. It may not solve it fully, but I think it would cut down on a lot of the headaches and a lot of these conversations that we're having in terms of, you know, who are hold out and who not hold out.
And I think it has a lot to do as well. You have to start from the root. I know that we have a World Cup that is coming up where we are just desperate to make. But at the end of the day, we can't make that look at the fact that this whole Jamaican football system is atrocious. It is not at the level to be sustainable. You know, like how Belgium one time with them golden generation, just look on it and say, you know what, screw this. We are start over from scratch. We are start from grassroots. And we have used them set of grassroots player to build the new way of doing things. And a whole lot of people just not go like that. And I think the football system in Jamaica, them just not brave. Right. For me, in order to do that, you have to eradicate Manning Cup. Is either you have to eradicate Manning Cup or you have to make Manning Cup not be under 19. Right?
And see what needs for with that,
funding, it's the whole school culture, and because of all of that, this JFF or whoever is in charge, them might find it hard to do that, right? We need people that are brave, we need people that are innovative, and we need people that really want the best out of football, and they are not going to be afraid of making decisions. When Belgium decides that they are going to completely change how them do things and build that golden generation, including De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, all those players. You don't think there are a whole heap of people in them countries who would have missed out, or in them country would have feel bad about the decision where they make because it's going to affect them directly. But at the end of the day, it was the best for the future of the country on a whole and their football, right? So they made a decision and it worked out.
Let me say this, right? As it pertains to children and representing their country, I don't feel like when I go tell my children, oh, definitely represent Jamaica. Like, I just leave it up to them. You get me? I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave it up to them, but I guarantee you when they have a kid, bridging, and remember, you know, you're already passionate about Jamaica just by way I do the streaming and then something. You're passionate about it, so you can't tell me otherwise, right? You don't want your kid to represent. Once that kid come, bridging is a different feeling. Yeah, I say that now because the kid.
Nah, not today. In terms
of like still.
In terms of how I'm as an individual, I don't like fish force people into not say more that force them, you know, but just.
Oh, you stay bridging?
I want to tell you, I agree with you. I said Drew Pass. You see the fact that we have a youth, we have a pre things differently. But not like me have a youth, maybe more pre just like.
I like when people say that.
Nah, go around it. I mean, some money, no, shameless. All of them finish. Me, some money, no, shameless certain way. So I'm not afraid to admit certain things. Right now, I just saw me see it. But maybe if me is a father like you in a certain case, maybe would want them to wait this. So. We just have to go to see how that go, bro. Supposed to be all girl me get to. John.
Listen, well, girls, we not reggae girls too. You talk about.
Yeah, but no, my girl have to football.
Listen, the choice is going to always be theirs. For my kids, the choice are going to be theirs. But would I want to steer them in that direction? Of course. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to steer them under 20 or under 17 bridging. Them have quotas. So I don't want them playing under 20. I want them go where they're needed and there's no limit. All right, but the man them big up themselves. Oh, and the Enzo Fernandez thing, the bridging, gonna leave it alone because it's really deep. When was this Enzo Fernandez things? In they do the song, the whole scene from the bus. This was after Copa or when them beat France?
After no man, after Copa. We did for Copa, I think, but we never get the chance to at the time.
Okay, so my one thing, if this is after Copa, why are they singing a song about France?
Yeah, I don't mean I said too, but at the end of the day,
no. But what if there's a
I think that was rivalry. I remember saying them did face each other in a World Cup. But I think it just still fresh in their mind like that. To be honest.
Hey, I'm gonna say eye to eye upon that, but we will talk another time.
Big up yourself.
Conrad Smith say these guys are young. They don't know the world run on business. I don't know what Conrad is referring to there.
I
So.
don't know what I try to say at this up. But yeah, I'm just pull up back this comment. May I tell you the youth them we need to get rid of schoolboy. But you see our next comment more to the two of them back to back. Somebody here talk about Issa, yeah. Squillick 100 says I've been saying forever that Issa. Hold on, one sec, first responder. I've been saying forever that Issa is the biggest obstacle to football development in Jamaica. I agree. And other comment as well from Mario Russell. We need to get rid of schoolboy football and put in place a national youth football league with 40 games per season. Get the youth up and prepare them to compete internationally. And I agree with that as well. The whole structure needs to change. The development and how football is run in Jamaica is not catered for any form of sustainability at all. It's a dog eat dog. It's a every man to make a money type of mindset, and it is not catered for the success of the national, of the nation at all. And that is how I see. First responder, be up yourself. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, good night, guys. I have to make a point. Yeah, before we go respond. All right. So Mason Greenwood and those guys who straddle in the fence. Do you think at any time they kind of hold on 1 second? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, person.
Yeah, man. Put some more comments here. Max City,
Yeah. All right, press up. Let me go somewhere a little bit. All right, press up.
Yeah, first responder.
Yeah, so Mason Greenwood and those guys who straddling the fence, you think some of them really look at the JFF and view them the same as the comment that you made about England calling up some people like 3 times and them not get no other looking again and that's it for them career. But Jamaica do the same thing too.
With who?
Jamaica do the same thing and then the keys of who you're bigging up. Remember, him never even get picked for the under 20. You remember that he was overlooked for the under 20, and if Hal Grimson never come and take him out of the heap, he won't see Jamaica again. So you and I look at the under 20 guys who John Wall most likely was calling up for the qualifiers for this World Cup under the rug. So although you may say you have your passport and you better come, if I were them, would I take Jamaica with a grain of salt? Would I take Jamaica with a grain of salt? Because Jamaica will do the same thing just like anybody else. And I mean, the people in Africa.
Somebody said
Somebody saying that Lemikisa was injured for the under 20 cycle.
Yeah, I think they heard up on the next show yesterday as well. I think yesterday.
Yeah, but there were other people who could have did come in. But all right. So the African guy who say they must be treated like second class. I hope they treat the diaspora who come to play for them better than how we out here treat them.
No, not because you come from the diaspora means you're the first choice in and of itself. Like if a coach,
me know that. Yeah, me know that. But guess what? Remember, so Jamaica divided, you know. You have one set of people who want all Jamaica.
Yo, they kind of we want to break up our first responder.
First responder kind of break up.
Yeah. All right. Give me
Still a break up.
Yeah, man. First responder like in Polygon, you know.
That's basically what I was saying. I will talk to you again.
Right. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Guys, when you see the square line, the square line, what do you? For those that are you guys that are in Jamaica, I think God they are come when I see that in my brother. They are right, I'm a window and everything good and out and nowhere. Be a breeze, hurricane level breeze. The whole place out here.
I think in general, I think Jamaica need more academic football rather than a schoolboy football in and of itself. And if you have schoolboy football, then if you have a cap in terms of like the age that plays in that competition. I get me, I say because really and truly, ISA say themselves, they're not in the business of developing these players. It's just a competition that them put on for show, not to specifically showcase talents, because it's not like so when a player gets sold in the future, ISA I go like get money from that, you know. It's just that it's a competition that it's been going on for years. You know, ISA makes a profit. It also helps the players as well because some of them get to be seen by universities, etc., and maybe clubs. So it helps both parties. But in terms of development of football, I think Jamaica needs more academies with regulations surrounding these academies, and then academies can have like the federation itself can put on competitions where academies can participate in, etc. But the more academies are on and the more you're in an academic environment, that then you're going to develop more compared to when you're playing for high school in a competition for 5 years. You get me? I say?
Yeah, and I don't think ISA the benefits or schoolwide football benefits in any way, because the point the way they did make about universities and stuff like that, universities can still come and see or are more likely to come and see our players if we have global standards and actual academies, right? The coverage is good. The coverage of football is good. It's just a matter of changing the culture. And at the end of the day, it can be done, because the reason why schoolboy football is so loved is because not only because of the high school history and stuff like that, but also because it's a kids, brother. As Jamaica, we just want to see what kids them are do good. So parents are gonna come out, family of those people are gonna come out. The Jamaican people just love schoolboy football. Attendance is always higher than even some JPL games. You see me? So yeah, bro, it can be done. It's just a matter of if those people are gonna be brave, if they're gonna make the bold decisions to do what is best for the country. And this is something where Craig Butler always saying. And that's why, as much as we have to bash Craig Butler sometimes, we have to give him props as well. Because this is something the man Bina say. And that is the reason why JFF not like him, because him just attack the truth. Him Bina say its system need to change. Him Bina talk about Manning Cup need to do this, need to do that. But at the end of the day, if you talk about a system a change and it not work, sometimes you just have to just say forget and just use that system, and that's what him do.
What I will say pertaining to that is Craig's word is not gospel. So you can talk.
I'm not saying it's gospel, but what he said was true. Isn't it true? We are saying the same thing.
Enough true to the people around the football in Jamaica. I get me? I say, Craig is a nobody to them in the sense that why should I listen to you? You see me? I am the head of football operations, so me see it. But in general, people think it was a good show. Obviously, the last topic rubbed some people wrong. In terms of that, like politics and so, yeah, I don't agree with like politics in football. In that sense, you know, no to politics in football. Obviously, I'm not even that talk politics in a football in general. But when it comes down to like topics like racism, etc., obviously people will always be divided. You know what I mean? So because they disagree with them and him don't know nothing about the topic. You get me? I say just because you agree means you know something about the topic. No, just because like other people agree means you know something. No, it's just like difference in opinions. You get me? I talk. Not you get me. I talk, but you get me. I say. You see me? But overall, it was a good discussion surrounding the various topics. Big week coming up. Not big week coming up, but what I try to say people is like bless up to everybody. Hope everybody stays safe and healthy. Everyone have a prosperous as well as a productive week. This week, people before we even head out, you know, it's a big thing. Well, a big thing I come up this week, you know, people, because what you call it again, Vibes Cartel. We go here, Vibes Cartel. I go go trial. I will go free people. So and we go hear the announcement of the new coach as well. So really and truly, it's a big week. You know what I mean? A new coach and cartel freedom. Isn't it? I say cartel must free, but we're going to hear whether or not we're going to free. I go retrial. But yeah, Jamaica is on an exciting path once again. A new Netflix series this week, you know, where the Mayor said God nearly followed the big breeze down there. But yeah, people, big up on
yeah, man, one last thing as well. If you made it this far, just remember, like, subscribe, comment, share, like up the video, get it out there. And yeah, man, you can support us by sending a super chat if you would like to.
And one more thing before we end it, for those of you who are at the show, as well, I always tell people, I always tell the kind of behind the scenes that always trying to improve people in terms of the content and just a host in general. Obviously, being a host is not natural to me. Like, well, I never got school feet, you know, so we're just learning. And the Reggae Boyz Weekly is actually young people. I think we had this for like 3 months or 4 months now. So like we have a far way to go, you know. So big up to the respective YouTubers across the platform who kind of paved the way for us as well. You know, they made it, and that we look up to and take inspiration from. But yeah, big them up and big up on yourself, people. Olympics as well. Can't forget Olympics. Yuan Blake now going to Olympics, so you don't need nobody supporting that. So big up yourself, Yuan Blake. Big up to all of the Jamaican athletes them still, yeah. Except Janelle Brumfield and Noah Lyles. But before I do, people, let me give you guys the
big bad intro.
It's time to rise up.